want me to. I'm sorry, know that this is hard for me. Sorry, I let everything fall on me. But sorry, I only wanna chase my dreams. Sorry, we never wanted the same things. I'm sorry, I wish I could control my heart and control my love, hold you in my arms. I know that I should have said it from the start, that I'm so in love with you, but not in the way that you want me to. Girl, you know that I feel for you, but not in the way that you want me to. It's a ring, in a dream, you called on me to be a king. I'm so drawn, but please make this easy for me. Accept that fate has its own reasons. I gave you pain and I don't mean it. If it was up to me, I'd change like the 4 seasons. I just don't think we were meant to go along. I know that's what you're fighting for. You gave me love and I ignored it. Wish I could run, I'm hiding for it. Cause I'm ashamed that I would go and write another love song, knowing that you're dying for it. So I guess I just had to tell you that I am so in love with you, but not in the way that you want me to. Girl, you know that I feel for you.
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? Let me say hi really quickly. I decided to come earlier. Hey Celia, my New York sister. Heidi, happy birthday. And thank you, Heidi, for endorsing me in your live earlier. I appreciate you. I was listening in the bushes and then had to finish cooking dinner early. So I was listening. That story is extremely sad about Celeste Hernandez. That is, may she rest in peace. Little baby, 14 years old. Anyway, hey, my Stanley Cup, my Stanley Cup. Hey, my sassy nerd girl, how you doing? Hi, Jendy, how you doing? Sweetie bye. All right, let me make sure. Thank you. I love that song too. It's still one of my favorites that my son has ever made. He's made some newer songs, but that's still like my favorite song. I have to do a new video to it. I know that is like the most generic video ever, but listen, I'm generic over here. I don't have the ability to, I'm not technologically savvy at all. Listen, so, hey, Priscilla, how are you, chula? I got you again. I know, my girl. But I do want to do another video, one that kind of shows my personality. Hint, hint, maybe AC could help me because the video they did for KK, oh my God, it's beautiful. Loved it. Yeah, Heidi, that's my son. My intros are always my son. So since the beginning of my channel, I guess the first one was like that generic song that you could pick from YouTube, no shade, no shade to other creators, but like that singer, that artist that a lot of people use on their channels. Jen's song is that certain artist. I had a song with him, and then I was like, why am I not using my son's music? So I started using my son's music, and that was all she wrote. And I'm turning on my camera because to say hello to you guys, but I have to turn it off because I can't see, and still no glasses yet, and so I can't see, and I don't want to be all up, see, like all up close, because I can't see, y'all. I can't see. But yeah. So yes. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, yes, Stanley, that's exactly who. Thank you, Heidi. You're very sweet. Yes, that's exactly right, Stanley Cup. That's exactly the guy. And no shade to his music and no shade to the creators that use his music. It's just like you hear his voice, you already know, right? Like if you hear intro, you already know it's that same like artist. And again, no shade, because I gotta say that because people feel like I'm throwing shade. If I'm throwing shade, you'll know. Like it'll be open shade, not a little bit of shade with a little bit of sun. It's gonna be all shade. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying because I used his music too. So okay, before I start with my topic, I was experimenting on my fingers. I was trying some new products, some glue, some rhinestone glue. Didn't hold up. A few of the things fell off. So I used, thank God I used a peel off base. so I could just take this nail polish off. I will be redoing my nails. I was using different techniques like to do chrome. I wanted to see how well the chrome holds up without a base coat and with the base coat. So we'll see differences. And so it was just me experimenting to see how the products hold up before I actually use them on my fingers. So this is temporary. I was doing different cat eyes. I did French with different cat eyes to see the effects, all that stuff. So because I talk with my hands, you're gonna see my hands, and the bow fell off. See, it's supposed to be a bow on my pinkies. The bow fell off here. So either I didn't put the rhinestone glue on properly, or the rhinestone glue isn't that good. Could be user error, could be just the product. So we'll see. Because if this one stays on, then it's not user error, right? Because if it was user error, both of them would have fallen off. So yeah, and I put a C on this hand. The C fell off on this hand. I'm not giving y'all the finger. So it's just me testing some products to see what I want to start using on videos, like to make press-ons and stuff. Not that I'm selling press-ons, because that's crazy. I don't have quality control here. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a sterilized environment. I have a husky. I have a cat. I don't want to send somebody some press-ons with some stormy hairs unless you want to pay for that extra. Then we could do that. But people don't. Yeah, like some live frogs, man. That's disgusting. Those poor frogs. That's crazy. Yes, yes, AC, and I guess his production team did the not the song, they made the new video for her. They edited the video, and it's amazing. I really like it. I don't have that kind of talent. I would love to do a video, but I suck at it. I'm not gonna. Why would I lie? I suck. So anyway, okay. I was gonna. This is part two, but it's not gonna be a part two or part three. It has to be a complete series on not estranged. Sorry, my hair. Estranged parents and adult children. It has to be a complete series because I've come across so many channels. I linked them. I sourced videos that I will be pulling up in the description before the live started. Hey Betty, how you doing, sweetie? Because I didn't want to wait till after, because y'all know I'm the worst with that. So beforehand, I sourced a lot. But there's just so much to cover that I would be here for hours, and I'm really not trying to be here for hours. All my sons are gone. One of my sons left super early this morning. He should be coming in within an hour. And I don't like to be live when my sons are home. My sons don't mind, but I just feel like they work hard after a long day at work. They shouldn't have to be quiet or tip around me. It's respect. Again, my sons don't mind. I could go in one of the bedrooms, but I like to be in my own space. Yeah, anyway, just I don't have to explain this, but I just feel like I want you guys to understand. It's not like my sons don't want me to go live or my sons don't know about my channel. It's just common courtesy. I cook dinner and it's the weekend. So and my sons are off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but yesterday, no, lying, Thursday, two of them got cut because it's slow. When it gets warmer, it gets slower in their restaurant. So they got cut and they were home. Anyway, I just want you guys to understand. I apologize not being live often, but when my sons are home, I'm going to focus on spending time with my sons because of our different schedules. We don't get to spend that much time together because they leave by like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They get home after midnight. I'm already asleep. They sleep during the day because they have to work in the afternoon and in the evening. So on the days where they're off, we're going to spend that time together. We're going to do things together. We're going to hang out together. And I'm going to go do other things with my time, right? I don't got to explain it to everybody else because I don't talk about my dating situation because it's nobody's business on the internet. Hey, Lisa Ann, beautiful. Because, you have to be responsible for what you share on the internet, because then you can't be mad if somebody wants to cover you and you happen to be talking about your family and your family is discussed because you chose to share it. So I want to say that the last time I was live, I didn't say this, but Julie Virgo, some of you guys may know who Julie Virgo is. Her mom passed away. And if you've been here a long time, you know the history with me and Julie Virgo. We were friends. We were rather close years ago, 6 years ago. And then we were part of the anti Katie Joy community, and a split happened between two creators that we supported, right? I wasn't a content creator yet. I don't think Julie was a content creator yet. We were mods and subscribers and all those things, but we hadn't really created content. So we were subscribers and we supported creators, and the two creators started having beef, and we were like the kids in a divorce. Some kids went with the mom, some kids went with the dad, and it created animosity. Even people that tried to stay neutral, like I did, Julie Virgo, we tried to stay neutral, but it becomes impossible after a while. So then we had this beefing. It stayed online. She never went real life. I never went real life. None of that ever happened. It stayed solely. Those were the good old days, right? When beefing with people was just that, beefing on the internet, calling each other a few B words, doing some silly parodies. She did some silly parodies on us. We did some silly parodies on her. It never went beyond that, right? Calling each other out, making fun of each other, all those things. It was stupid. And I don't even really remember why we didn't, why we started beefing, except for that big split between Charlotte on the Web and Teespiracy. And anyway, I don't remember exactly how it happened. I know it was gradual, where I started realizing, why the hell was I ever beefing with Julie Virgo? Like, I never really had an issue with her. And I made amends with her. I apologized to her, and we made our apologies genuinely, sincerely, and I'm grateful for that. And I found out her mom passed away. First, I found out privately, but of course, I wouldn't share that publicly because that's none of my business. But then I saw that Julie Virgo, I did tell somebody, third party, please send her my condolences and stuff. But then I saw that she shared it on her channel. So then I gave her my condolences publicly again because she shared it. I would never air that out. That's none of my business. Hey, Shyla. Sorry, guys. So hey, Rabbit, my rabbit, how are you? So she lost her mom, and hey, JJ Manita, and anybody who knows, yeah, her mom was her best friend. Her mom was a character. Her mom was feisty. Her mom was a mom, right? Like, don't mess with my daughter, or you're gonna have beef with me forever. That type of mom, like a real mom. Not saying other people's moms are fake moms. Listen, don't take shit personal, because I'm not being shady. I'm just saying the kind of relationship she had with her mom was her biggest defender, and I think that's how it should be. And her mom was just hilariously funny. Um, had no filter, didn't bite her tongue, all the things, and was Julie's biggest cheerleader. And I think that's how it should be. Hey, my chronic, thank you for being a member for 42 months. I love you. Finally caught a few minutes live. I get it, mama. I get it. I get it. Trust me. Love you, my chronic, and thank you for being a member for 42 months. Hey, sweet potato, how are ya? Yeah, her and her mom are hilarious. Hilarious. Wait, what? I can make that live public if everyone wants to see it. I don't think I deleted it. So if anyone wants to see when Julie came on my panel to speak to Sin and I'll look for it. Oh, that's right. Julie did come on, and we thought, oh shit. You know what I mean? And I remember making jokes like, oh shit. It went better than I thought, and we actually made amends. You know what I mean? And it was actually really, really, it made my heart feel good. It did, because I was tired of fighting her. I didn't even understand why we were fighting. Like, after a while, I was like, why the hell are you even? What are we beefing about? You know what I mean? And there's so many situations on the internet that I'm like, what the hell are we even beefing about? Now, don't get it twisted. There's a 5% on my channel, and they're forever, ever, right? If you're part of the 5%, you can't even chat in my chat. So if you're part of the 5%, and there's little stragglers, people that get blocked in the heat of a moment, they may say something, it gets misinterpreted. One of my mods is like, yeet, eats you out the chat. I'll go through my block list and be like, yeah, you don't belong here. Remove you. I'm talking about the permanent 5%. Y'all know the 5%. Them mother effers are no forever, ever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. Okay? Besides that, there's always room to grow, do better, and make amends, in my opinion. Spoke about my kids, all the things, you're a no forever. I don't know what you thought. Like, ain't none of that going back in time. You talk about my kids, you're bugging. Anyway, so I'm going to do yes. Wait, what did you say? Julie's mom and I were friends on TikTok, and she checked on me every few weeks. She was fiery with a huge heart. Rest in peace. She was. And I'm glad that you had that relationship with her, and I'm glad that Julie had her. And I can relate. I can't relate to losing your mom as young as Julie has lost her mom. Um, and my heart broke for her. Genuinely, that shit hit me hard. Like Jules was saying it, and it did. It hit me hard when I found out, and it hit me hard, man. And because I could put myself in Julie's position now. Don't misunderstand. I'm not trying to be disrespectful and say I feel her pain, but I'm saying I can empathize with her, and I my heart broke for her anyway because I don't want to sound disrespectful. People thinking that I'm trying to like make it about me. Hey, Deborah Young, how are you, sweetie? Some funny moments with Julie and Mama Virgo back in the day. That was Mama Virgo. That's right. Hey, Sunshine State of Mind, how are you, my girl? Because I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm just saying I don't block most people. I'd rather let them show their ass unless they say something right. And I think that's the point. Like there was times where I was like overly sensitive and I blocked people and all the things. Some moments where they were just giving me criticism and maybe my skin was thin that day. I've tried to thicken my skin where I think people should have the right to have opinions, differing opinions. But if you're calling me out my name, you're cursing at me, and I haven't cursed at you, I don't owe you the right to have a voice in my chat. I don't, and if you ever were a no for me, I don't owe you a voice here, right? Like take it to your own channel or something. Um, but I think it's only fair for the most part, right, that people have a voice here. I don't know. Again, because we learn and we do better, and maybe somebody that I was beefing with comes in and wants to like extend the olive branch, and I would just cut that off saying no from the door, where maybe some kind of amends could be made. And I know I'm overusing that word, but you know what I mean? And you cut yourself off at the knees if you don't even entertain it. I don't know. Sorry guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my topic, but I wanted to say one more thing. I ended up getting the oil of oregano, and this one's the oil of oregano with black seed oil. This has 300 tablets in it, so it's 150 supply because you take two every morning. Guys, it's insane. I've been taking it a week, and I could tell you that my stomach pains are like almost non-existent. I have a stomach ache every day, guys. My doctor can't understand it. All the things, I've been on multiple medications, and of course I spoke to my doctor and they said it was okay, and I started taking this and my stomach pains have gone away. I have so much more energy. So we will see. It's only been a week, but this shit is like a miracle. You heard? And it's 150 tablets that'll last me like nearly 4 months. So in 3 months, I'll go and buy another one because I don't want to be a day without it. Yeah. So listen, Sophie was right, but I did a lot of research, and when I spoke to my doctor said not just to take oil of oregano, but to take the one with black seed oil, because if you take oil of oregano, you're not supposed to take it every day. You have to go like intervals without it. But because it has the black seed oil in it, I don't have to stop taking it. I don't have to give my body a break. I could continue to take it. So my doctor okayed this, and it's been working amazingly, guys. Amazingly. My skin is feeling better, everything. Hey, AC, how you doing? Let me turn off my camera. Hey, Miss Mickey, how you doing? Hey, Kiwi girl. The shit show. I don't know if you heard Pretend Fashionista. Sorry. Just going through the name. Sorry. Hey, Pretend Fashionista, my chula. Hi, Kiwi girl. Hey, AC. Miss Mickey, my girl. Got you in my ear while I'm driving. Drive safely, my beautiful girl. I don't know if you heard me, AC, but that video you and your production team made for KK was so fire. Maybe somebody could just tell me which program they use, or steer a sister in the right direction. What app I could use so that I could make a video. I already, you know what I mean? Like selfie queen makeup, all of the blah, 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 all of that. I already know what my niche is, you know what I mean? Like I had an old intro video that I actually liked. It said I was an HIV substance abuse counselor. It had makeup, but I somehow I lost it. And so I have like the laziest intros, just selfies. And I was like, okay, that'll suffice, right? Selfie queen, I could get away with that lazy ass shit. But I'm kind of like tired of that lazy ass video. Like it's bootleg as shit. It's generic as hell. And like I said, I'm generic, but come on, I'm trying to be a little more sophisticated. I'm full of shit. But I'm saying I'm trying to fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? Like trying to be a big YouTuber. I gotta fake it. So just steer a sister in the right direction. Which app could I use to make a nice little video? Something I have no clue. The settlement, his graphics, like there's no fucking way like I could ever do that shit. He has the multiple things going on. I listen. I don't even when I'm trying to talk to Chat GBT and I'm trying to get them to just make a freaking thumbnail for me. It's so hard. I'm like, can you add this and can you add that? And I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to ask for. I'm like the worst. Yeah, I think a person's dragging it. I'm telling you the truth. I am the worst. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. But you're biased. You're my friend. Yeah, I want a little more spice. You know what I mean? Yo, KK's video was off the chain. I mean, her song is already, I love it, right? It's her voice. I've thought of all of that shit. Trying to take little sound bites of myself, like maybe my Listen Linda or, my little Spanglish. A bitch is not that talented. I, I gotta know my constraints. Link, what you want? You want the link to come up, or because you gotta explain it to me? You want the link to come up, AC, or a link to what? People use different listen. Okay, so you know what? I'm just not gonna try it because I don't got. Okay, yes, okay, hold on. Because I don't have the ability to use different programs. I don't know what you think. Were you not listening? Were you not listening? Control V. I don't even remember how to fucking give people the damn link. I know how to do that using different programs. No, there's not just one like beginner program for dummies. Can you just help me with that? No? Well, it's never going to happen then. I'm going to stay with my generic ass video, my selfies. What can I do? What can I do? God was like, listen, I can't give it all to you. Because how would the rest of the world go on if I made you too amazing? God knew He couldn't make me that amazing. Your talent is going live. Yeah, okay. I'm not even gifted at that. My audio sucks. You always thinking about Jules. Hey, so I saw Jules. Where the hell is she at? She snuck in. Hey, Jules. I was thinking of Jules the other day, and she was like, yeah, people's bad audio. It drives me crazy, girl. My streams must be the fucking kryptonite to you, girl. My streams must be fucking kryptonite to you because my shit is the worst. I even stopped using my microphone because it sounds far away and then close. And I have like two arms, but listen, I don't have the place to use that arm. Hey, how you doing?
Beaner.
What the hell? How are you? I'm starting to sweat, man.
Good. So it just depends on what you want to use. There's a lot of different programs to use to edit out your videos.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly use Power Director, and it's just
Okay.
because I've used it for so many years that I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
But like I'm trying to think of the one that everyone uses now. CapCut is another one that everyone uses, and there's a free version of
You
it,
use it
and
on your
then there's like,
computer?
yeah, it's on my computer.
Okay.
CapCut you can actually put on your phone, and you can use your phone to edit all your stuff. My co-host, my old co-host, Game Over 2, he used to use CapCut religiously for most of his editing. Like every once in a while, you'll find something that you can't do on one program. You'll have to run to the other program. But if you're doing something as simple as what I did for KK,
Mm-hmm.
that right there was easily done on any program. I
Okay.
just took I took a bunch of her real life pictures and I asked a couple of people to make me some AI generated versions. Like I took a photo and I said, "Hey, do a face swap of this." Like I think there's one in there. I don't know if it made the video, but there was one in there that was like a cartel drug dealer woman, and she's sitting in
Yep.
front of like a pile of cocaine.
Oh, I don't know if that one, but I remember there was a few that were fire though.
Yeah.
Like a
But
Scarface type joint.
yeah, yeah. And so all I did was I said, "Hey, like you basically asked the AI app to do a face swap and put that like her face onto like that picture, and then they generate it." And so I
Mm-hmm.
took all of those AI photos, and then I took her original intro, the original audio off of it, and I just kind of spliced it up to make it a little bit, more, because I guess my understanding was with KK's is her video was like a screenshot of like what she had before, because it was like her intro was on a channel that got lost or something, and
Yes.
so she only had that screen version of it. So like I
Oh,
said, I took that version, and I went and found the original music for it. I tied it back into the system, but I made sure that it was dubbed over, or it was laid underneath her original comments, where she's like, you're playing with KK, like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hear
so
me? Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I just made sure that that was staying on top of the original. That's why the music sounds a little bit better on that version than her original. It's just
Mhm.
because I tied all that back in. But like I said, like it just depends on like what you want to do. Like sometimes it's easier to get other people to do it for you if it's not that hard of a thing to do. And then sometimes you kind of want to have more of a hands-on thing with it because it's your shit.
Yeah. More creative control.
Specifically
Right.
want, yeah.
Mhm.
Like for me, I was just trying to do something nice for her. I like hanging over at her channel.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't want to come off like as I was love bombing her, like Jen does for people. But at the same time, like I like production in shows.
Yeah.
And every time the KK went live, it kind of bugged me a little when I saw her intro, and it was just like, okay, this is a screen version of this. Like it kind of
Right.
looks like she's just glowing and clicking a button, and it's kind of
Mhm.
it didn't seem like for the show that she does, it just didn't seem up to par. So I was like, I
I
got
get
you,
it.
girl.
Yeah, I get it, and I think that that's the point too. That KK and Jules and people that go live because consistently, it makes more sense, right? Like me, I go live very rarely, so that's why I don't have my page StreamYard. I used to have page StreamYard. I used to do all the backgrounds and the overlays and all of that. I used to have all of that, but I just don't see the point of the added expense, if I'm honest,
Mhm.
of investing in all of that. And I'm not trying to say that I don't care about my subscribers. I just don't have the time right now to do that. And especially because of my health issues and, my spacing, I don't have my own space. Hopefully by the summer that'll change. I'll have my own bedroom and stuff. But with not having my own space and stuff, I'm just working what I have. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but it made sense, and I think that I didn't take it as love bombing. That video that you made, it was beautiful. I think it was an amazing gesture, and it was her birthday and all the things, and I just think you have the ability to do that. Like if I had, now that I know that there are programs, I can do it. I just didn't even know where to begin. Like where do I begin? What software could I use? Because I have the ability, I know what I want. I just didn't know how to execute it. I really
Right.
don't know technology at all. And it's crazy because one of my sons is into coding and all the things, but because they work so much, I don't feel right, like imposing on their leisurely time, like, hey, can you make this video for me? Even though they would, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I have to get over that. Thank you, sis, for the super chat. I love you. But I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna get cap cut because I like doing it on my laptop. It's easier for me. It's
Right.
bigger. My vision problems. I have extremely bad vision, so it's easier. I have a lot more space on my laptop to do things.
Mhm.
So I think I'm gonna work on that. But I appreciate that, AC. I just needed a starting point, And thank you, Deborah Young. Thank you so much for the super sticker. You guys are very sweet.
Like I said, there's go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna say thank you. Good.
Um, there, like I said, with every program, there's limits to everything. Like Adobe has their own program, but it's expensive as fuck. You pay like $39 a month. You can pay for the whole year,
Yeah.
which is what I did. So mine
I
came
love
out
you.
like $7 or $9 a month, but I pay it all at one time. And a lot of times, the way I try to explain it is like when people donate to the show, I save whenever people donate to the show.
Right.
You guys, like the audience here, the audience on my side of YouTube, like everyone that donates to the show, like you put in on the stuff that I like. So I'll put, $300 to the side for StreamYards. I'll put another $400 for my editing program. And then whenever that time is comes around, like every year, it just pulls out of the stream or out of my
I get
cash
it.
app.
And that makes sense. I should do that. You know what it is that I'm so disorganized? But I could do that. Like honestly, I could invest in my
Mhm.
channel and I should. And I think maybe if I invested, that would push me to go live more often. But I think that, like I said, in the summer or by the end of the summer, when I have my own space, I'll be able to go live more because I'll have the comfort of my own space, having a setup. You know what I mean? I think that that's a part of
Yeah.
it. When I had my own setup in Brooklyn, I had my little corner, my own apartment. I went live twice a week. And I invested. I had StreamYard, all the things, but I'm in my son's space and I try to be respectful of their space, even though they would
Right.
be mad at me for saying that. But it's still their home that they opened up to me. And I just don't want to be in their way when they're home. I don't want to be live and then they have to be quiet and all the things. So I just don't see the point in investing in StreamYard and all these things monthly if I'm not going live on at least once a week or twice a week. It's
Right.
not the lack of the ability to do it. It's just me trying to be smart and save for my own place and for all these other things. You know what I mean? So I don't want people to think that I'm just saying I don't care about my channel. I don't care about my members. There's just a lot that I don't share anymore because again, I once overshared
Well,
and it was used against me,
but
you know?
yeah, I was gonna say we're in a drama community. Whether it's your side of YouTube, my side of YouTube, we all are like so. There's limits on what I will put out there. Like I'm not
Yeah,
gonna talk about my
definitely.
kids. My kids don't come online. My kids are not shown in the background.
Right.
When I stream, like I once again, I understand completely where you're coming from. I stream from a studio. Like people will make fun of it all day long, and I don't care. But I get to scream at the top of my lungs out
That's
here,
right.
and nobody hears me.
That's right.
There are times I'm at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. If I was inside the house, or
Hmm.
if my neighbor's property was any bit closer to me, I mean, I guaranteed the cops would be called because I
Right.
do get loud in here. But
And I think that's why people talk about it, AC, because you have that luxury of having a separate space, a studio for you to
right,
stream and not worry about your kids overhearing you using bad language, just for instance. And your wife maybe watching her telenovelas and all of that. And you know what I mean? Like for instance,
right.
you have your own space. And I don't think that's anything to make fun of. I think that a lot of people envy that having that separate space. And I think that's amazing. I would love that shit. Listen, I'm looking to get a tiny house. I've seen these little homes that they're selling for like 20 G's. If I had a spot to put it on, I would definitely buy one of those little tiny houses. That's all I need. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I don't think that's anything to make fun of. I just want to say thank you, Salty Pepper, for becoming a member again. And hey, Mike KK, happy belated birthday. And Lainey Lynn, thank you so much for the super stick. And Miss Manda, thank you again. And everybody that came in that I didn't say hi to, I apologize. Bliss Chris Maria, everybody. I apologize.
Maria.
M to the B, all you guys. I see you guys. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get it together, y'all. And it's not me sad fishing or any of those things. I promise you. I'm not grifting or none of that. I haven't asked for a thing. I appreciate you guys, but it's hard. It's hard. I used to come on YouTube a lot. It's just not fun. All the bull crap, all the real life is not fun. I could take the talking crap to me. I could take that every
Well,
day, all day. You know what I mean?
well, I can't stress this enough. as far as like, I mean, I have one of the world's best grifters on my side of YouTube, and that's
Jamie,
Jamie.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't like, I've never saw YouTube as really a job. I do understand that some people have this as a job. Like if you grow
Yeah.
your channel big enough, you definitely, yes, this can be a job.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw it as a job for me, but at the same time, I did see so many kind people that if you were just being honest with them about what you're doing with money, what you plan on doing with the channel, and if they're entertained and would like to help out, if
Yeah.
you're honest with them, they are so willing to do that. And it's not saying you're like just going back to like people that can and can't do shit. Like if you're living on a strict
Budget.
budget, like you maybe you're retired from work, you get SSI, you whatever the case may be. I don't
Right.
want your money. Hold on to it. Enjoy the show, okay?
Right.
But if people that come in and they enjoy the show and they have a good time, they work their butts off, and like this is their form of entertainment, just like it is for me. Oh,
Yes.
100%. Like I do appreciate you spending $9, uh, you know, today for today's show. I appreciate you spending $5 to kick someone out of a panel because they
Right.
irritated the fuck out of you and just wanted to rub them the wrong way for once.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
so I can't stress that enough. Like if you're doing a show and this is your entertainment, you enjoy doing what you're doing. If you're honest with people, people will like for me, I would definitely send a couple bucks your way just so you could buy a new mic. Or I think I did that to Sophie one day. I was like, go get a new mic, girl.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Like it because I enjoyed her show, and she was constantly like like fiddling around with her mic and stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's the I don't know, I'm about production,
Yeah,
if that makes any
and
sense.
yeah, it does because I have a great mic and that JJ got me and I love my mic. It's just it's if I'm sitting it on my table, the sound isn't that good. And if I hold it up here, it's just inconvenient, and of course the sound will be better, but I just need to get an arm. But again, I need a setup for that, right? Like I have monitors, I have external monitors. I in Brooklyn, I had two monitors. So I had multiple monitors. My setup was just way better. My situation was terrible, right? I was living in hell, but my setup was there. You know what I mean? And here again, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you guys, I have the monitors. I have one right there, but I don't have it set up because I don't have the place. Like I could make a space here, but again, I'm not trying to do all of that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to wait and have my own bedroom where I can have my little computer set up right there. I
Right.
already have my monitor, my mic. I'll put the arm, all the things. So it's just inconvenient going live. And again, me and my sons, our schedules are so different that the time when they're home, I spend it with them because my sons are adults. We're not going to always have this. My sons are going to get married soon. They're going to start families soon. And it's not always going to be this dynamic where mom is here every day and where they want mom, come in my room. Let me tell you about this girl. And let me tell you about the situation and give me feedback. And mom, all the things they act like little boys in a lot of ways. They're grown men, but this is not always going to be the situation. There's going to be a time where mom's just going to come visit once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks. And I'm enjoying the moment with my sons. You know what I mean? Because I know it doesn't last forever. None of them have children yet, and that'll change. So I'm trying to enjoy that. And I have a lot of health issues. I want to live to be a
Understand.
grandma. You know what I mean? So my priorities have changed. YouTube is gravy for me. Like what I get on YouTube is gravy. I used to make a lot more on YouTube, and I'm only saying that because if it was all about the money, I would be here. You know what I mean? If that's what drove me on YouTube was the money, because I used to make a nice amount on YouTube. Um, but it doesn't bring me joy because people are always fighting and trying to be the nastiest. Again, I don't care about the insults. I care about the real life, trying to be intrusive, trying to
Yeah.
mess with somebody's job or somebody's livelihood or your families. I would never contact somebody's family, never mess with somebody's job, never send anything to send anybody's house. You know what I mean? And the thought that somebody could do that to me is just not worth it to me. I have nothing to worry about. Like nobody knows where I work, you know. But even the thought of somebody messing with my sons that way is so reprehensible to me. Like I just can't imagine it. And it makes me sad for people. It makes me sad for people. You know, Jules suffered this loss and it was immediately turned into this really negative thing. Like where did we lose the plot? Like where did we lose our empathy for people? Where did we lose that somebody that she loved and maybe in the moment she didn't say it exactly how she meant it, because I know that when I'm like emotionally charged, I won't say
Right.
things the way I meant. So maybe she said, "Oh, that was my only friend," but she wasn't able to articulate. She meant my only friend that came online, you know, like my girlfriend that came online. And it was all like dissected every word she said. And the plot was lost. She just lost a friend, and people are making assumptions. Oh, to what, she didn't know her friend was sick. She didn't know, like she didn't share any of this with y'all, and it happened while she was live. That's the point. She didn't hear about it press live, crying after the fact. She was live, got a phone call, ignored the phone call because she didn't know it was an emergency. Decided to take the phone call and decided not to just end live, but say, "Hey, listen, this is going on." 3 minutes at most, and it was still turned into this horrendous thing. And people are going to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, of course, simping for Jules." I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. It could have been anyone. It could have been anyone, and I will never do that to anyone. I will never do that to.
Um,
I won't. Shit is sick to
I,
me,
I've
man.
I've said this before. I feel like I operate, or at least I think I operate a little bit different out here.
Hmm.
I accept that people are going to be shitty. I accept people are going to do really retarded things. I just there are certain things that I try not to say out here. Do I slip up and do I make mistakes? Sure, and
Hmm.
things can be taken out of context. Um, I think there might be one episode where I actually was so emotional I almost started crying on camera, and someone tried to weaponize that. Um, because like I genuinely do like people.
Hmm.
As much as we like once again in a drama community and talk all the shit and run our mouths and blah blah blah. Like I genuinely do like people, and
Right.
if I go out of my way for someone, you know, it may hurt a little bit, you
Yeah.
know. Um, as far as um, there was a question in chat a minute ago. Do I for creators you need meaning are you for
Is
hire?
it this
I
one?
have done,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have done videos for people. Like
Hmm.
it's not saying that I wouldn't do it. A lot of times like I'm because I am busy with work,
Yeah.
like I haven't been live that much this month.
Right.
Because between doing some housework, like right now I'm digging up like part of my back patio area.
For your
I
wife,
still
right?
have well, that's the front yard.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do a parking spot for her vehicle, but I
Mhm.
haven't started on that. I'm doing a different project right now.
Oh,
But
nice.
I'm working on my back patio area, which wasn't planned, but it kind of ended up being something I need to do. And
Mhm.
so I'm in the middle of working on that. And like for like the past couple of days, like I've been on a couple of lives, but it hasn't really been like my live. Like I think when like I think one of them was like KK was live, and I just said, you know what, I'll jump on her stream and then I'll restream
Mhm.
her and I'll send everyone to her chat.
Yes.
Um, as far as like I said, as far as videos, I don't mind doing videos for people. Like if it's a simple video, like I don't mind. I don't, you know, if you want to give me a couple bucks, sure, but I
Okay.
would say just let's put the video together first, and then if you want to like donate or something, then I'd probably go that route.
Right.
Um, let me see. I think I have a couple of like I don't know if did you ever see Jamie's intro?
I think I have. I've watched his show. Yes. Mhm.
Because let's see, I've done a few videos. Like I said, I had to recut an intro because I had a co-host that left. Well, actually, I didn't. I had to do a couple different ones. Um, where are you at, Jamie? Here's one I did for. I don't know if we had show and tell time. Do we have show and tell time?
Of course, you can show it definitely.
Okay. So this is a video. Go here.
And hi everybody that came in. Wanda, I'm sorry, Stephen C.
Okay, so this is a intro that I had done for one of the people that was in my community.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
So me and Game Over did this one. I did the first cut of it, and then he came behind and he did a few things to spruce it up. Actually, I think this is my edit. So it's just something as simple as that.
I like that.
I did. This.
I like that.
So there's that. That was a simple little like something I put together, and then Game came behind that, and he did a little edit to it. So we added. I like
this one.
Maybe it's a calling card. I'm gonna pause this for a second though.
Okay.
So like you see these little gunshots. Like I put that in front of KK's intro. I know, like, I always feel like there's like something like, once again, production. You find something that you like about videos and music. I like disclaimers in front of like TV shows, like this movie that you're about to watch is rated R for violence, and it's just something like that. To me, that gets me ready for the show. Like, we're gonna see blood,
Yes.
But this little parental advisory, we kind of came up with it, and it's kind of been me and Games kind of like calling card. Like there's other things that Game has done but he's always included these into the, like me and him have always included these into our like little videos, and it's like our little calling card. So you get this part here.
It's going to be a
same shit. This is the part that he kind of spruced up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh no, this isn't it. I'll have to find it then. All right, never mind.
I like that. I get the idea, and what's so funny is that I've always. Do I remove it now? You done it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, sorry. I've always wanted to like have that, like, because my channel, I always say, is not for children. I curse a lot. So, but I see like Jules has parental advisory. So I wanted to make it something else where no kids allowed here because I curse a lot. Be forewarned. Maybe I should do something like that because I usually say to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Like, be forewarned, F-bombs are going to be flying here. You know what I mean? Because I don't ever want children to ever come across my channel like this is not for children. I even have it preset. No, it's, no children. It's never okay for children. Even when I'm talking about nails or diamond art, because I never want my channel to be advertised towards children, even if I'm talking about diamond art or anything. Because my other content is not for kids. Even when I'm talking about diamond art, I'm probably saying fuck like 7 times. You know what I mean? So I like that. I think that that's important, especially when you're not a channel that should ever be advertised to children. And I think it's important for Jules because she does have that B. that somebody will see it and
Yeah.
think automatically cartoon be children. So it's extremely important that she makes it known, this is not for kids. You know what I mean? Hi, Yaya. And
Yeah.
hey, Sarah, motherfucking Z. Hi, my Vera. Sorry. And Tina Beagle. I think it's important, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm just listen. I have to like dedicate some time, but I've been feeling a lot better this last week. I feel sick a lot, like more often than I would like to say on the internet, because people want to act like if I'm doing this, look, they'll be like, "Oh, you didn't see Selfie? She was on there with the violins, like wah, crying. Oh, she's so sad. She's so sick. She's on her deathbed." That's not what I'm saying. But when you don't feel well, it takes a lot out of you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not 80. No shade to people that are 80, but I'm not 80. I shouldn't be feeling like I'm 80. I shouldn't walk up a flight of stairs and feel like I just threw out my hip and shit. I shouldn't feel like that. And I was feeling sick all the time. Seriously, like, damn. I swear to God, I'm doing exercise. I've been going to the gym, doing exercise. And the first month, I was like, oh no. I felt like I was dying. And I shouldn't feel like that. I just turned 50. Like, get it together. But I was sick all the time. And my doctors, like, they don't know what the hell's happening. And it was
Yeah.
really, it makes you depressed. It makes you depressed. I go to work. I don't want to go see family. I don't want to go out to dinner. I don't want to go out on dates. I'm single. I don't want to do any of that. Well, I didn't want to do any of that because I was so sick. And now I'm feeling good. Yeah, we could go to lunch. Now I'm not turning down dates all the time. And so things are starting to look up. And maybe because it's getting warmer, it kind of helps you get out of the depression. Um, because I live somewhere where it gets really cold. New Jersey, New York is cold, but I don't know. Anyway, my whole point is I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna start putting together some little stupid tonteria sound bites that I have and some little clips that I like and try to work on a video. Because I used to take
if
pride
you
in
already
myself.
have if you already have like a bunch of clips in you the song like you kind of want used, um like if you have something that's easy to put together, I mean you could send me
Mhm.
what you have and I'll throw some stuff together and see if you like it.
Okay.
And once again, I'll do it on my
William,
free time. It took me I think it took me like 2 days to put together that video for KK.
that's quick. Yeah.
But that was but that took me it was really more like a week. It was like 2 days of time I actually spent on it, but I was at work most of the time. So like
Right.
I think there was one point like KK said something to me, was like, yeah, this video I can't upload it for some reason. And I was like, oh well, let me see if someone can dub it down, like um compact the file a little bit so that way you can
Right.
put it on, and then when I get back home I'll do like I'll make a better version, better
Yeah.
quality version, so that way you can use it moving forward. And but yeah, so like there was times where I couldn't get to it because I was busy with
Hmm.
other stuff. But
I
like I
get
said,
it.
if you've got a few things, if you want to
I
just
definitely
send me
have
some
the
stuff.
song, because it's my son's music. It's my son's song. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. So I mean, I don't expect you to go out of your way. I was just, maybe you could steer me in the right direction because I know that time is money, and I know that you're doing a lot of things. I would never
Right.
expect you to go out of your way, but I whatever. Anyway, we will talk. We'll talk. I have to hit you up on Discord, but we'll talk. Did you add that?
Um, I did.
Okay.
This was a different channel that I did this for. They're no longer around. But
Mm-hmm.
this, like I said, like this kind of gives you an idea, like some of the other stuff that we can do. I've taken like music videos and
Mm-hmm.
implemented it part of like someone's intro.
Uh-huh.
Um, why is it not playing?
It was. Did
It's
you pause
playing, but
it?
it's not playing. No, it's frozen though.
Oh shit. It's probably me. My disrespectful
No.
Wi-Fi. But I'm gonna take this moment to say, William, fuck off. Okay? I don't intrude in your little space. You are not welcome here. You are not welcome here. And you lied on me just the other day. Last week, when George asked you, you lied. You lied, saying that I was going around talking shit about you. Never, William. I talked shit about you when you came in my chat with Jules's mom, disrespecting her mother in my chat, and I cursed you the hell out. Then you came in with a disgusting name about one of my sons that are not on my channel, not part of my content. I don't show them on my channel. You disrespected my sons. So I told you to go fuck yourself. I've never spoken about your alcoholism. I've never called you a drunk, not one day in my life. You're a fucking liar. You're a fucking loser. And you don't fucking represent New York. You heard me? You piece of shit. And stay the fuck away from
You
my
heard
channel.
me? You
Stay away
heard
from my
me?
channel. Yeah, I don't go to his channel. I don't go to nowhere he's anywhere that William is. I stay far away from. Stay the fuck away from my channel, dude. You make me sick.
All right, I can make it
play.
play a different way.
Makes me fucking
So
sick.
I took someone's music video. They liked this video. They liked the music that they did, so they created their own version, and then I came behind and I did this for them.
Okay.
Mother, I don't wanna take my medicine. 24 years in the gutter again. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Everybody's acting like they're all alright. I can barely get myself to sleep at night. I'm sick of it. Yeah, I'm sick of it. Yeah, they said the tax man. I lost my job and you got hooked up. Keep calling. They shut the lights off. They took the car in. I bought a solid shotgun. Yeah, they said the tax man. I lost my job and you got hooked up. Keep calling. They shut the lights off. They took the car in. I bought a solid shotgun. Rather be crazy than to take these pills. I'm sick of being okay against my will. I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
So you get the idea. I won't
I
play the
like
whole
that.
thing.
Yeah, that's
but
really cool.
the channel was called Ambient and Alcohol. It was
Oh,
a troll
okay.
channel. Yeah,
I
that's,
like
so that's the
that.
whole basis of the alcohol and drugs that you see in the video. But they were a troll channel that went after JoJo, and they lost the channel because of JoJo. But anyways, besides the point,
Okay.
like I said, I was a fan of those guys. I enjoyed their content of them picking at him. And so I just thought, okay, you know what? I heard the song that they're using.
Right.
I know the basis of like what they're doing here. Let me take a part of the music video and I implemented it part of their intro. So like half of the video is like part of the intro or part of the original music video. And then the other part was like stock footage I managed to grab offline.
Right. So that's the video you have here. Thank you.
None of this. Yeah, and none of this is and none of this stuff that's in this video is AI. So like this is done from a couple years ago. So like the implementation, the like AI being implemented into like the stuff that we can do now. Yeah. Like just like Jules, Jules uses quite a bit of AI in the stuff that she does, and it just puts that finishing touch on a lot of stuff you're trying to do.
Right. And it's true, it makes it easier, right? Because you had to do it a whole different way, a lot more, like it wasn't as easy. I'm not trying to shit on anybody. Thank God for AI. It's made it easier for people with the graphics, but you had to like do all of this stuff on your own organically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had to know, like say you wanted a specific transition, like something with graffiti on it, which is what I did with KK's video. I had to take I had to go find a video that had graffiti in it.
Yes.
And then I had to splice out what I wanted.
Yep.
Then add it to hers, and then had to blend that in with the other background, like use whatever I was using as far as like the main video, and then just kind of laid it over with a certain blend to it. But like I said, it's a matter of just learning little tricks here and there and figuring out what works to make it do what you want it to do.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome, right? Learning to be able to lay something over it and like work with the transparency so that it blends together. Like I know
Yeah.
about all that stuff. It's just executing it is so difficult for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have the
Yeah.
concept, like I have an artistic brain, but I just when it comes to technology, it doesn't translate over for me. Like I can do
Get it.
makeup, I can do nails, I can do all of that stuff, but it doesn't translate over to technology for me at all. At all. I'm
I get
like
it.
the word.
Um, let me go ahead and remove this.
Bye, Kiwi girl. Thank you for being here, my girl. I love your face too, my girl. And thank
Uh,
you.
I'm gonna jump down. I gotta go grab my lunch.
Okay, thank
Wifey's
you
waiting
for
for me.
coming. AC, this is your first time on my panel, and I'm honored. I appreciate you coming up.
Is it
Honestly.
really? I thought
Yeah,
I've
I
been
was
here
feeling like I was
before.
part of the cool kids, man. You ain't never asking me to drop my damn link. The hell?
Yeah, no, I thought I'd been up on your panel before. I guess not.
No,
I didn't even realize
no,
that.
no. You treating me
No,
like a red-headed stepchild. The hell?
no, I look. Well, I've said this. I don't know how many times. Like, I enjoy the drama. I like coming to a bunch of
I
different
get it.
channels, even like the channels that y'all got. Like, I understand. Like, there's a side. Like, there are lines drawn in the
Yeah,
sand. I guess.
yeah.
And, like, even the channels that like y'all guys fight with or whatever. I've even tried to do the same thing, and then they're like, no, because you hang out over there.
I respect
Like,
that. I respect that, AC. I think that more because I am more that kind of person. I try to
yeah,
go everywhere that I'm welcome, right? Unless it's an atmosphere that people don't want me there. I've never been that kind of person. But that's part of your troll. Like you're gonna go everywhere. But that's you know what I mean? Like I'm the kind of
right,
person, like, okay, you don't want me there, I'm not gonna go there. But if I'm welcome, I'm gonna show up. Even if other people that I fuck with don't like you, if you haven't personally done anything to me, I'm not going to seek you out to beef with you. You know what I mean? And
right,
so I try to extend that. I've always been that person on YouTube. And it got me in a lot of shit in the anti Katie Joy community because they are like a cult. Like you can't be seen in another chat if I don't like them type shit. And I was never that kind of person, and I'm still not that kind of
yeah,
person. Um, but if you're doing some fuck shit that I think is a no, I'm not going to be seen in your chat. I'm not fake. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I respect people that can go and see all sides and hear all sides and try to gain perspective, well-rounded perspective. I fucks with that and I appreciate that. And I kind of assumed I was like, I guess I'm not doing enough drama. AC is not like drop the link. You know what I
no.
mean? That's not a bad thing though. I ain't mad at it.
I'm a panel whore. Like, I'm sure that I probably get on people's nerves from time to time. Like, and this isn't me talking shit. Just like I get that sometimes. Like, I will jump up on a panel and probably say too much. And I'm not trying to get the channel owner in trouble or anything like that. It's just like I have an opinion about something, and usually that I like to jump on panel and say my opinion.
And you should be
Um,
allowed to. If the panel host or the channel host or
yeah,
owner wants you there, I think that people should respect that. And I think that you do add, again, I'm not love bombing you because people are like, oh my God. I think that you add, I think that you're fucking hilarious, you're funny, and you're insightful in a funny way. And you add to panels, in my opinion. You know what I mean? People feel that way about my best friend JJ. They're like, oh God, here comes JJ. Like they've been doing that shit for years.
right,
If we listen to what people, the naysayers say, you know what I mean? We wouldn't have all the advances that we have, right? We wouldn't have these
right.
conversations that we have. So keep doing you, and you're always welcome over here. I hope you know that. So,
Hell yeah. All right,
oh
later,
yeah.
guys.
Bye, AC. Thank you. Okay, y'all. Wait. Why am I so big? Yeah, I don't like being that big. Hi, Steven Rivera. So, wait, you're a panel hoe. Listen, you are not a hoe in any kind of way, JJ. What the hell? Why didn't it click on it? Oh, right here. And yeah, thank you so much. I saw your compliment earlier. Aprecias you. You know, me and KK, we're neck twins. They say we have too much this way, not enough this way, but my neck works very well. Never had any complaints. And so anyway, ambulance girl, where's she at? Where my girl at? Hey, ambulance girl, how are you? So I wanted to say thank you for everyone for the super chats, the super stickers, the milestones. I'm so sorry. It's just I had AC up here and I didn't want to be disrespectful and keep cutting him off because I do that a lot. And I'm trying to not do that so much. So I didn't want to cut him off, but I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you. I'm gonna go a little bit into my topic. I'm gonna play like two videos. Again, this is gonna be a series because there's just so much. There's so much in the estranged parent and adult children sphere, and I don't lean one way or the other. I don't. Okay, I don't think that all estranged parents are automatically at fault. Excuse me. I don't think all the adult children are automatically correct. I think that every circumstance is individual. Some of them have trauma, and some of them are just entitled. Whether it be the parent or the adult children, again, each circumstance, each situation is different. And I've just went down these rabbit holes where I don't know. I'm just gonna play a few of these short videos. Again, I linked them. There's a creator called Love Marnie, and she is an estranged adult child. Now that adds a different aspect because even if you are objective or you try to be objective, you have an inherent bias because you've been in the shoes of an adult child with a parent. She calls her mom a narcissist. And she identifies her mom as a narcissist quite often in her content. And I think that builds in you a bias, right? Because of your own personal experience. Our personal experiences shape our perspectives, the way we see the world, everything, even if we don't want to admit it. So I do understand that. And I try to look at all of these videos and content with an open mind. I am not an estranged parent. I wasn't an estranged adult child. I was an adult child that had limited contact with my mom when my mom passed away, but we weren't estranged. I answered her calls, all the things. It was just limited contact because at the time when my mother passed away, my mom was in active addiction. And my mother, may she rest in peace. I will never disrespect my mother. I will never. My mom wasn't a narcissist. My mom was damaged. My mom had extreme trauma as a child, which led her to be an addict, and she was broken. My mom suffered with mental illness. My mom was institutionalized and all the things, and all of that contributed to her choices, and they were choices. Regardless of her mental illness, her addiction, she still made conscious choices, just as I did. When my trauma, I didn't deal with it, and I became an addict at 20 years old, and was an addict until I was 25 years old, and then something clicked. Jail, jail, going to jail for a year, click, and that was just like the last step. Mentally, I was already tired of the lifestyle, tired of disappointing my family, my sons. I had three sons, and I had repeated a cycle that I never intended to start. And anyway, I've been 25 years in recovery. That doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes every day, but it just means that I work to be better. So I wanted to say that because, hey, Rainbow, how are you, sweetheart? Thank you. These are lip liners. I was gonna put some gloss on, but these are just lip liners that I use as lip color because they tend not to rub off when I'm talking so much crap on my live. But thank you. Hey, my Jen and Barrett, my sweet positive friend. Thank you. And I just say that so that people that aren't familiar with that can understand, because I did do an estranged parent child live, and a couple of critics, not a couple, maybe one, said that I had no right to talk about estranged parents because I've always had a good relationship with my parents and my kids, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. Me and my stepmom who raised me, we were actually estranged. She kicked me out just 7 days before I turned 18. Not shitting on my stepmom. I love her. She's my mother. Okay. She did what she had to do. I was rebelling, all the things. I thought that having a baby would fill a void in me. It was very selfish. I was very young. Um, so she kicked me out 7 days before my 18th birthday. Um, and she did what she had to do. And so we were estranged. We were estranged for a little while. And then once my son was born, I swear it was the funniest thing. We didn't have any contact. My dad, of course, had contact. My dad and my stepmom got me my first apartment. So I guess that's why the person, I'm trying not to say their name because I've, again, decided not to talk about them because, again, I'm not a bully. But um, my dad and my stepmom did pay for my first apartment. You know, they still paid my tuition. My dad paid my tuition. He still paid my tuition for high school. So even though I wasn't able to live there, he still paid my tuition to make sure I had an education. And when I found an apartment right before I gave birth, he paid the deposit, first month's rent, security, all of that for me to have an apartment. So in a way that my stepmom wasn't speaking to me, but my dad, they still financially looked out for me. So I want to make that clear as well, right? But when she didn't talk to me all the months while I was pregnant, but as soon as I gave birth, I think I was out of the hospital maybe 2 or 3 days. She sent my dad to come pick up my son, like, and then that was it. You know, every weekend they took the baby, and then I started going to my parents' house. They had moved from New York to New Jersey. They still own the apartment. My brother lives in it, but they bought a house in Jersey, and I started visiting, and our estrangement ended. My son mended that fence. And once her and my dad became grandparents to my son, we were no longer estranged. We've had moments in between when I was an addict where it was extremely difficult for my parents because I was an addict and I lied to them, all the things that addicts do. They never disowned me, but I disappointed them. I let them down, all the things. But I'm so grateful for my parents because they are the best grandparents my sons could ever have. They are amazing parents, have always stayed by my side. My dad was there at every birth, every single birth. No, sin falta. My dad and my little brother was there. So I'm very blessed. But anyway, I say to say, I know what it is to have a strained relationship, right? Maybe not estranged, but strained, definitely. And when I became an addict, my parents stepped in and helped me with my sons until I got it together. And it's only by the grace of God that my sons are not estranged from me, right? That my sons didn't feel like those couple of years they can't forgive. Thank God that they were so young that they don't know that person. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to lessen their experience, their memories. What I'm saying is they do have trauma because my ex-husband relapsed when my sons were older, and so they saw it firsthand with my ex-husband. So anyway, okay, I went all around the world talking shit. I'm just hi, allegedly, my girl. How are you? So let me play this video because I could talk forever, forever. Wait, not paying too much attention to chat. I'm glad you're here, my allegedly. Stop, bitch was just taught a lesson. Stop fucking with people, and this wouldn't have happened. She was desperate to be cool, though. Shut the fuck up and act your age, weirdo. We all need to act our age. We all need to learn. Thank you so much. We all need, hey, Black Swan, my girl. We all need to learn to regulate our emotions, myself included. I understand what you're saying. I'm very blessed to have family that supported me through my addiction, and I'm glad that you had that too, Rainbow. It's so important. It's so important. I don't know if I would have been able to make it without my parents. physically, emotionally, mentally. My parents are my saving grace in so many ways. And I'm just blessed. And so, my point in talking about estranged parents is not because I'm advocating for people to cut their family off. That's not what I'm saying, but it's happening, right? It's a reality. And it's important to talk about it because I think the more we talk about it, the more we put faces to these things, the more we're willing to realize that this can happen to you. And so, you should always cherish your family, never take them for granted. You know what I mean? I think that's the most important thing. And I'm not just here telling other people that they should do that. I take that very, very seriously myself. My parents are so important, my family so important, and I feel bad because I've been so sick that I haven't really seen my parents. And now that I live in New Jersey, my parents are very close and I haven't seen them as often as I should because I feel sick so much. You know what I mean? It's the freaking worst. But I'm trying to get this video. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. I hate this. But you guys know, seriously, I'm like the worst. So I had this all set. I have my history to play. I'm not going to play too many videos because my son will be here any minute. Again, this is going to be a series. It's not just going to be a part two, a part three. It's going to be a consistent series because I think there's so much that I want to show you in so many different perspectives. Again, because I'm not trying to attack estranged mothers or fathers or estranged children, adult children. I'm trying to show you the different circumstances surrounding these. Again, there are the entitled parents that feel like because they're the parents, they're right. There are the entitled children that feel like their parents have to financially or emotionally support them for the rest of their lives, which is unfair in itself. And then there's the trauma based situations, you know what I mean? Rooted in severe trauma and abuse. And so I want to discuss all these different things. So that's what I'm trying to do. Sorry, where the heck is my video? What the hell, man? Sorry, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. Damn. There was this one video I wanted to play. I wanted to put this first because there's this woman called DoorMat Mom on TikTok. She went viral. She was on the Dr. Phil show. She's been in articles, all the things. And I have a lot of opinions in not leaning one way or the other. Okay, I just have a lot of opinions, and I want to play this short video first and show you guys because I think it's important to that's why it's important not to see one TikTok video or one short clip and make an assessment or think that you can come to a really fair and unbiased opinion because I saw a lot of these clips and I formed an opinion, a negative opinion of her. And then when I saw more long form content, it changed my opinion of her. So I think those are important. That's why I say there's a necessity for clip channels, but I think people should also go back and try to see and get more context to things because if you get more context, it may change your opinion. You may see a clip and think, damn, she's a bitch. What she said was so disgusting. And then you go back and you listen to you listen a few minutes before what they said and after, and it may change your whole opinion of what was said. Hey, Christoph fan, how are you? I always want to say Christoph fan, always and forever. How are you, sweetheart? Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. All right, here it goes. Hiya, hiya. Okay. Oh shit, let me put the comment down. Sorry, hold on. Okay, where the hell am I? Right here. Okay. So this is Love Marnie. She's estranged from her mother. She's the one that calls her mom a narcissist and all the things. And this is the doormat mom. Okay. So let me just play this for you guys.
Adult kids, and especially you estranged adult kids. Hard truth. You will never be your parents' equal. Never. Let me say it again. You will never be your parents' equal. It doesn't matter how old you grow to be or how hard society tries to convince you otherwise. You will never be your parents' equal, which does not mean you don't deserve the respect of being their adult child or an adult overall. They'll give that to you all day and all night long, happily and proudly. Well, maybe not proudly for some of you, but they'll give that to you. But you will never be your parents' equal.
So I don't think, okay, so she's talking to adults. She's not speaking to children, to minor children. She's speaking to adults. And it seems so dismissive. And again, I've listened to a lot more. So this opinion that I'm giving you of this clip is more well-rounded. You're never going to be your parents' equals. I think as a parent, right? I'm a parent. I don't think my children are not my equal. I want my children to exceed my expectations. I want them to be better than I was, right? I don't want them to struggle with addiction. I don't want them to struggle to be crippled by childhood trauma so much that it shapes their existence. I want them to thrive. So I don't want them to be my equal. I want them to be superior to me in every way that that they can be. And it's kind of disheartening to hear a mother saying that. You will never be your parents' equal. And why is there this power struggle? There shouldn't be a power struggle between parents and children in that way, where my adult children, I have a superiority complex with my children. Those are my children. Those are not strangers, right? You see a stranger, you're like, I'm better than that bitch. You know what I mean? We all have those thoughts where you're like, yeah, I'm better than her, or my shoes are better than her, right? Or my hair looks better than hers, right? Keep being superficial. I'm just saying. But with your children, I've never looked at my children and been like, yeah, they're not better than me. My children are 1,000 times better than me. Thank God. Thank God. So to hear a mom say that so matter of factly, like you'll never be equals to your kids. My sons are adults. We have conversations as equals because I respect them as adults. My sons are not children. I don't have to scold them. I don't have to discipline my children. I'll always be their mother, right? I'll always be in that capacity with my sons, but I don't have to discipline my sons. You know what I mean? I don't have to say, hey, be home at a certain time. You know, don't eat that. You shouldn't eat too much sweets, all the things. I don't have to hover over my children. They're adults. So I get to play a different role with my sons than I did when they were minors. You know what I mean? So it's just really, really weird to hear somebody say you'll never be your children's equal. Right. My sons are my friends. And I don't mean that in a weird way. Like I don't listen, I'm not one of those moms that wants to be cool. I don't go hang out with my kids and their friends. I don't do that. That's weird. First of all, I'm an old lady. They want to hang out late. I'm old. They drink and all the things. I'm not doing any of that shit. It's weird, right? I would just listen. I don't know. My sons and their friends, me hanging out with them. Now, if we're at a family gathering, like one of their birthday parties, and that's different, right? Their friends are there. That's different. But my sons at the bar or some shit, like even on New Year's, mom, come. No, thank you. No, thank you. So now my sons, they, wait till midnight. Happy New Year. Okay, mom, take your ass to bed. And then they bounce. That's just not a thing. That's just not a thing. I don't want, I could be silly around my sons. I can be, all the things around my sons. But around their friends, I don't want their friends to ever feel like they could disrespect me or talk to me the way my sons can, right? Because then, people get it a little twisted, and then my sons have to twist their wig around if they say something a little inappropriate, right? Thinking that it's cool like that. So not to get the wires crossed, I don't even go there. I don't even go there. Like, we're not gonna go and be drinking around each other so y'all could think y'all could say something crazy, and then one of my sons again has to twist your wig around because hello, this is my mother you're talking to. So I avoid those kind of scenarios as their mother. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think that's different. That's different. Hey, Mikey, how you doing? Your response, her response came off as condescending. It was condescending. It definitely was. Please unblock that account. Please block that account. What? They aren't worthy of a timeout only. Yeah. No, that was once again William. I don't know, because I gave him a few minutes of attention, and now he's gonna continue to do it. Come in. I already thought I had like 40 of his accounts. He has so much time on his hands. He makes like 100 accounts because this is the highlight of his day, to go into somebody's stream and try to derail it, and they give him a little bit of attention and he thinks it's funny, and then he'll go on the panel and talk shit and embellish and lie again. Where all my lives, I don't delete any of my lives. Come see, I cursed him the hell out. I never talked about his alcoholism. I don't have to say that. He's a loser, that's it, right? Because of the things that come out of his mouth, the racist, homophobic, disgusting things that come out of his mouth. And William, I could tell you, if you ever said that around any of my family, my brothers, my sons, they would twist your wig around, William. You're lucky. I don't know how. I don't know how you're not walking backwards with your head twisted around with the shit you say in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, because that's where I lived. I don't know. You haven't run into the right one yet, and I'm not wishing violence on you, but you're going to run into the right one, William, and they're going to knock all them teeth the fuck out your mouth, especially that shit you did with all those Orthodox Jews, the way you spoke with those children around, the way you threatened a Jewish little baby kid to throw them in a fire. You're fucking disgusting. That's why you're not welcomed here, William. Your alcoholism is the least of your problems, homie. The fuck up out of here. The fuck? You fucking loser. You fucking loser. They're only giving you a timeout. Well, if somebody that's a mod, just block the motherfucker. If you're given that option, just block him. We're not going to give him no more time. He's going to come in with 4,000 more accounts with the most disgusting names again, because when nothing's sacred to you, right? Why would you respect anybody else's family? You know what I mean? We're not going to give him any more attention after that. Just block his stupid ass. Yes. Yes, he was on a live, Sassy. He was on a live. They had like this fire. They were like burning things. And he's like, oh, lying. They're burning Bibles. Like, huh? What? No, the hell they weren't. They were burning material. And there's a bunch of children, fathers with their children. And he's threatening their children, saying slurs, Jewish slurs, threatening the children. I'll throw your kid in the fire. Fucking disgusting. He's disgusting. Disgusting. He's lucky, man. He's so lucky. And listen, the Jewish people in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, they have their own police. He's so lucky. He's so lucky that one of their police officers didn't see and hear the shit he was saying. He would have got his ass locked up. That's a fucking hate crime. You're threatening children. Children. You coward. You coward, threatening children. Saying the most disgusting things in earshot of children. These people did nothing to him. No, don't know him from a hole in the wall. It makes him feel big and bad until he runs into the right one. Until he runs, I don't know how. He hasn't yet. I know. And they have their own police. I know in Williamsburg, he was by Marcy Projects. They have their own community. They're not bothering anybody. They prefer to keep to themselves. He goes there to antagonize somebody and then threatens their child. And it's on a clip channel. So let him call me a liar. Let him call me a fucking liar. because I sent it to KK and KK played it on her live. So call me a liar and say that didn't happen. It's fucking disgusting. Sorry, guys. That's all the attention I'm going to give him. But that's disgusting. I was appalled when I saw that shit. These are children. And I don't want to hear, oh, he says things just for the shock value. Stop excusing these behaviors with that bullshit. Stop excusing it that, oh, because he drinks alcohol, that's why he acts that way. Stop excusing his behavior. No, he's a bottom feeder. He's a piece of shit. This is his character. Stop it. I'm so tired of those excuses. I was an addict. The things that I did, the crimes I committed, the way I behaved, me being an addict was not an excuse. Stop that. That shit is so corny to me. I'm so tired of that. That's just William. Fuck out of here. You don't have to put up with that. I know I motherfucking sure don't. I don't want you nowhere near me. I don't go where you go. Stay the fuck away from me. Stay away from my channel. I'm not bothering him. I'm dragging him now because he came in my fucking area. I don't go bother him. I don't seek him out. Stay the fuck away from me. I know, KK. My bad. You guys are right. All right, let me share this last video, and then we're gonna do another part. Of course, I have a bunch of videos in the description of this where you guys can watch them again. Oh, I wanted to also say before I play this video, I also wanted to say, someone had said, like, when I play videos, I stop them often. I commentate, right? I don't know if that's not a word. I do commentary, whether people think it's commentary or not, don't like my commentary, whatever. That is what I do here. And to keep it fair use, I have, this is a channel of opinions. So I stop it so often to give opinions. Some people are like, oh, you can't even hear what they're saying because she stops it so often. That's why I link. That's why I source everything in the description. If you want to see it in its entirety without my commentary, without my interruptions, feel free to do that. I'm going to always source people, give them their credit. It's their content. So you can see it without having to hear my voice, without my interruptions, without my commentary. Feel free to do that. But here on this channel, I stop it every so often because I'm going to share my opinions. And if you don't like me and you don't want to hear my opinions, I don't know why you're torturing yourself listening to me. That makes no sense to me, because people, I don't like their channels, their opinions, I'm not even going to watch them. So if you don't like that I interrupt so often, go get it from its original source, and you don't have to deal with that. It won't be an issue. He fight like a girl. How are ya? Commentate is a word. Okay, I wanted to make sure because I don't know if it was commentate or commentary. I don't know. Listen, I went to high school, and I was saying I didn't go to college, but I did take some college courses. I did take some courses at FIT because I wanted to be in fashion merchandising. That was what I wanted to minor and major in. And then I just detoured, but I did take some courses at FIT. I was so into designing and all of the things. I took business, BA, BCA, and all of those things, a bunch of business courses. I just didn't go through with it. Thank you. It's just these lip liners. It's a bunch. I prefer to put lip liners on because they don't fade as quickly as lipstick does on me. And I prefer lip liners. So I have 1,000 lip liners. So thank you. Anyway, that's what's on my lips. Anyway, okay, let me play this other video. I just wanted to say that. I loved high school. I went to an all-girl high school. I loved it. I didn't appreciate it back then, but I appreciate it now. I had an amazing school. I went to an amazing school. I still am friends with people I went to high school with. Some of them watch my channel to this very day. I am very blessed. There was one I wanted to play. Let me see. The Dr. Phil. Okay, I'm going to play this. I hope I don't get in trouble. I'm going to have to pause it because I don't know if Dr. Phil, I'm not even going to monetize this. I thank you guys. The super chats and super stickers. I set a goal. I usually don't set a goal. Did it anyway. I wasn't expecting anything, so I'm not even going to monetize this after. I'm not even going to set it to monetize. Hold on. Okay, I'm not even going to set it to monetize. I don't know what happened to my premium. I paid for premium. Thank you, my black swan. I paid for premium. I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe I forgot. Hey, Secret Life of Linda. I hate. I want to call you Secret. What is happening? Sorry about that. What the hell? The shit started playing. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Let me let it play real quick because I don't know what happened to my damn premium. It's fucking playing ads for me, which is disrespectful. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Maybe just play the audio. Oh shit. Okay. Damn, but I wanted you. Oh, he'll yeet my video. Fuck. All right. Fuck you, Dr. Phil. Fuck you, Dr. Phil. Yeah, he'll fuck me over. Well, it's not that important anyway. Okay, you know what, Dr. Phil? I'm not even gonna advertise you, and I'm gonna remove you from my description since you wanna be an asshole. Since you wanna be an asshole. Okay. Say no more. Wait, there was one. Okay, this one. I'll play this one. I don't think this content creator will get me in trouble. She's pretty too. I ain't gonna lie. She's pretty too. I'm not hitting on her. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna play. Fuck that. And I'm gonna remove him from my description. He ain't gonna get no damn credit if I can't play his damn video. Oh, and these are the earrings Chronic made me. She made these by hand, y'all. I keep them nice and still in the original package. It says selfie. Is it the wrong way? Wait, no, this is it. Selfie has the crown. She made these for me for Christmas, and I love them. And I keep them in the package. My Chronic Space made me these. So yeah, man. Fuck that. He's not getting no damn credit. He don't let me play the shit. Fuck you, Dr. Phil. Sorry. Let me stop. Let me stop cursing out Dr. Phil. Shit. Say one more time for good measure. Fuck you, Dr. Phil. This is my last month, girl. What? They increased it again, Lord of mercy. But listen, I split it with my sons. I split it with my sons. They were only supposed to send me $5. The mother effers forgot to send me the $5. My son goes, "Ma, what happened to premium?" I said, "What happened to your $5?" He laughing. I said, "That's what happened to premium. You ain't send me the $5. I said, F that. The hell y'all think? Mom is playing games? No. They were paying like, you know what I mean? $17. I paid $30 for 6 of us to have premium, but I'm not gonna pay $30 for myself. Send me the $5 and we'll get premium back. What the hell? Go back to paying your $17.99 or send me my damn $5. He said, "Can I Apple Pay you?" I said, "No, bitch, no. Don't Apple Pay me. The hell's wrong with you?" Shit. He said, I need a record of our transaction. I said, "You asshole, cash app it to me and put for premium there. That way you can take me to small claims court for your $5, you asshole." I need a record, Ma. I said, "For what? Your taxes? You fucking cheapskate, $5?" These are the kind of conversations we have. I'm telling you, these kids, I know. That's what I said. I said, "I will give you a $5 spot to somebody else. Somebody else wants your premium spot, you asshole." He said, "All right, I'm sending you the $5." Now I gotta pay for the premium. He like, "Send me my $5 back, lady. You fucking conned me. You're gonna fucking take me to Judge Judy." Why are we here? My mom conned me out of $5 for YouTube Premium. She's disrespectful. Fucking kids. The family plan is 6 people for $30. Yes, 6 people for $30, girl. $30. I jumped on that shit, but they don't want to send me the $5. Nah, hell no. Hell no. Cheapskate mom came out like, "Nah, fuck that. What we're not going to do," Sophie, what we're not going to do is make mom pay $30 all by herself. Judge Joe Brown. You're addicted to pickles. Listen, me too. Me too. My son bought me a sandwich the other day. He said, "Oh shit, I think I fucked up." I said, "What happened?" He said, I had pickles put in there. I said, boy, you're lucky. If you would have came without my pickles, I would have sent you back. All right, let me play the video. What the hell is wrong with me? Cindy, shut your stupid ass up. Okay, sorry, y'all. Hold on, let me make myself smaller. There we go. Shit, man, no premium. What the fuck is happening? Oh, no, wrong one. What's happening? Okay, sorry. Hey, no,
I
stop.
didn't feel like putting on my contacts. I didn't feel like putting on falsies. And honestly, I don't really give that much opportunity to show you guys my awesome glasses. And this is why. Because I don't want to blind you guys with green every time I move my head. So if it looks like I'm giving you guys some smiles this entire video, it's because I'm trying not to flash you with the green square. My mother and I were not close at all growing up. In fact, that woman poured more time and attention into figuring out creative ways to punish and hurt me than she ever did pouring time and attention into figuring out how to connect and bond with me. You know, I really don't like the way you're talking to me. I think it's time we wash your mouth out. And look, it's lemon flavored. You know the way.
Yeah, I don't know if she's joking or if she's serious, but that is, listen, I'm a Gen Xer. In a lot of these videos, I see a lot of people, because a lot of millennials and Gen Zers are the ones that are, okay, let me correct this. Let me say this real quick. I don't think that we're seeing an epidemic of Gen Zers or millennials going no contact with their parents. I just think they're more vocal on social media. This has always been a thing. People have been estranged from their families for decades, right? This is not a new concept. Social media has brought it to the forefront where I am a Gen Xer. We tend to keep a lot of familial things offline, right? Where millennials and Gen Z, everything is done in front of the cameras, right? Because they were raised with these phones in their faces. I was in my late 20s when cell phones became a thing, and it was a flip phone, right? Maybe in my mid 20s. I'm dragging it a little bit. But in my mid 20s, they had the flip phones, you know what I mean? And then you had those little Samsung phones that look like the Blackberries, right? The tiny ass fucking keyboards and the little screen and shit. Oh my God. The MySpace days. But this generation and the millennials have grown up, right, with technology, have grown up with smartphones, have grown up with these handheld games that have cameras. So they're more vocal on social media than maybe Gen Xers were, right? So it's not a new thing. It's just, so people are saying, oh, that it's just this generation, they're just entitled. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that a whole generation, because I have sons that are millennials and I have sons that are Gen Zers. And my sons are not entitled brats. They're not, right? They're not the kind of men, I was going to say kids, they're not the kind of men that run to social media to out shit about their family. My sons rarely use social media. My sons are very private. And I think that that's just, it goes back to your upbringing, right? Your family, all the things, your foundation. And I'm not saying that, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that I raised my kids with such a solid foundation. I'm just saying our family dynamics being the way it is, we keep things private. You know what I mean? And some kids and adult children, social media is their outlet. And I don't blame them or shade them for that. So it may look like this is a new trending thing. I don't think it's trending. It's just they're more vocal on social media. So anyway, my whole point is they did soap in your mouth, right? When I was a kid, you talk back, you didn't even have to say a curse word. You talk back to your parent, they put a bar of soap in your mouth. That shit is abuse. What the hell? That's a toxic, that's not supposed to be eating soap and shit, liquid soap. Like, what are we doing? You can make your kids severely sick. So that's abusive. I don't know if she's just running with, like the old school jokes, because a lot of the things that she says are things that were done even before my generation, things that were done to my mom, right? Like with the wall punishment, you're going to hear it sounds like stories that maybe her mother told her, or her, her grandmother did to her mother. She seems too young to have had these things done to her. I think that, parents learn different ways to discipline their kids. Anyway, just my point. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not discounting her stories. I'm just saying it sounds like she's taking anecdotal stories and to make a point. And long-winded. I went all around the world to say that.
Way you're acting and talking to me right now tells me that it might be time for you to do some stress positions to teach you a lesson. Here's 2 gallons of milk. Go stand with your back against the wall and extend your arms as far out as they will go. And young lady, if I see those arms drop, you're in solitary confinement until I say, oh, you don't like the rules I have in my house that I pay for? That's totally fine. Go get some trash bags and pack up all of your clothes because you're hitting the curb. Actually, wait, I just recently thought of an even better idea. Here's a blindfold. Yes, I'm blindfolding you, and now here's a phone book. Open up that phone book and put your finger down anywhere. And then I'm going to make you call them and ask them if you can move in with them, since apparently it's so bad here. You're telling
I don't know. And I hate that I can't just share openly, because I feel like people that don't like me are going to say I'm being judgmental and selfie. She forgets she was an addict. No, I don't forget that. But there were certain things I just never did or said to my kids. I never told my kids to get out, not once. But I think that was because I was told to get out. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not shitting on my parents. Mom, if you see this, that's my stepmom. My biological mom is deceased, so I can't be talking to her. May she rest in peace. But Mom, if you see this, I'm not shit talking you. It's the truth, right? Because I was told to get out, or you could leave, or all these things, I never once said that to my kids because of the impact they had on me as a teenager, being told to get the hell out. You could get out. You know what I mean? So I never repeated that, because again, the impact they had on me. And I just was looking for love, and I didn't feel that I got it all the time, so I never said those things to my sons, because again, it's those things last a lifetime, right? Getting smacked on the ass or whatever, the pain fades after a few minutes, but things that you're told verbally can last with you for the rest of your life. So I never said that. I never told my kids, pack your shit. If you don't like it here, you could get the fuck out. I've never said that, not once, because that wasn't a thing. Like, these are my kids, right? I gave birth to them. They're my children. When things get hard, I'm not going to tell them get the hell out. That's just not a thing.
telling me that my husband asked.
And I know parents get upset and we say things we don't mean. So nobody internalized that. Maybe one day you got mad and you said, get the fuck out. If you want to talk shit, you don't like it here. Kids, I hate it here, Mom. And you said, well, then get the hell out. You know what I mean? Please don't internalize what I'm saying, please, because I'm not trying to hurt anybody's heart. I'm not. I'm just trying to get you to understand why there's certain things that I didn't say. And I've made many mistakes. I was an addict. But certain things that I didn't say because as a kid, it shaped me. And the trauma led me to be an addict, to become an addict.
You to sell your body to help pay for things?
That's crazy. That she says that her mother's husband, this part is terrible. I think this is definitely true.
You're telling me that my husband asked you to sell your body to help pay for things? He must have had good reason. And an honorable mention when she would think I would be sleeping in my bed, and she would stand in the doorway and profess her undying hatred of me. Parents like this are
Wow, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Danielle, that happened to you. That's horrendous. For her mother's boyfriend or husband to tell her to sell her body is insane. He should be in jail. That's how I feel. But for your mom to stand in your doorway and say how much she hates you under her breath, thinking that you're asleep, is insane. I remember one day, my dad, I only have one dad, so you won't ever hear me. There's no such thing as a stepdad, okay? I have a stepmother. She raised me, okay? No other man will ever take my father's place. I had one father, I have one father, and that's all I ever needed. Um, but when I went to live with my dad, I had so much trauma, right? And my dad never, please don't misunderstand that. My dad is a saint. Anyway, one night I was sleeping and my dad was in my doorway just checking in on me. And my little brother, I had a day bed with a bed that came out. So my little brother would just sleep in my room. It was my room. There was nothing of him in there, right? But he was little and he slept in my room. So my dad was just in the doorway checking on me and my little brother, making sure we're good, we're, breathing and all the things. And I remember waking up scared because I saw a silhouette in the door and it was my dad. And because of my trauma, I woke up frightened and my dad couldn't understand, like, what the heck? Calm down, I'm your dad. And he didn't realize because of my trauma, like just seeing him standing in my doorway. Again, I don't have to go into my trauma that I had living with my mom, but you can imagine. So seeing my dad standing in the doorway innocently, just looking over his children, he would go in my brother's room and check on my brothers, and just a parent checking on their kids. Standing in the doorway scared the shit out of me. So I can't imagine my dad or my stepmom standing in my doorway while I'm sleeping saying how much they hate me. That's insane.
Unfortunately, so wildly common that there is actually an entire support network for children who have gone no contact with their parents for a
Oh yeah, to be sent to the nuns. Yeah, Vera, that's true. That was a thing. Listen, I'm gonna send you, but because I was boy crazy, so my stepmom would tell me I need to go live with the nuns in the convent too. But that's different, right? She wasn't telling me get the fuck out. Well, she did, but whatever. Anyway, that was said to me too. You need to go live with the damn nuns, because I went to Catholic school and the convent was by the cloisters. I went to high school um in Dykeman, on Dykeman. There was the cloister park where they had medieval times. My high school's no longer there, so have fun trying to look for it. Anyway, um yeah, so she would say I need to go live with some nuns. I need to find Jesus. Because I was so boy crazy.
variety of reason. It doesn't matter. At some point in time,
I am so sorry, Black Swan. And I'm not trying to trigger anybody, guys. I don't go into detail about it. I share vaguely because it's important and we're talking about these situations, but I never want to trigger anybody. You know what I mean? But I'm so sorry, Black Swan.
a child has felt so disconnected and harmed by their parent that they felt like the safest thing to do for themselves is to cut all contact with their own parent. And unfortunately, for a lot of us, going no contact doesn't happen until later in life. I know for me personally, I cut ties with my abusers completely when I was in my early 20s. And just, I think, 2 years ago, I even had to get a protective order against them to maintain that no contact because
And that's crazy. She had to get a protective order against her mother and her mother's husband or boyfriend. That's insane. After going no contact, she had to get a protective order and she was granted one. So that doesn't mean that they were just reaching out lovingly. That means that they were like harassing her.
they would not stop trying to contact me. But there is a plethora of reasons why that would happen, why somebody wouldn't cut contact with an abusive parent until later in their life. Maybe that person, if they're like me, didn't even realize that going no contact was an option. Maybe they still felt like they had to be obligated to be there for their parent in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe some people genuinely feel like there is still a window of time to earn that parent's love and respect.
Right.
Even though at the end of the day, the truth is, if a parent loves you and actually cares about you, you will never, ever have to feel like you have to earn or prove yourself for that love and respect. A child who cuts contact with their family has already spent years of their life finding any way, shape, and form to put the blame on themselves. They've spent years of their life already grieving and mourning.
And I'm playing this because, again, this is an adult woman who is no contact with her mother and her mother's boyfriend, and had to go to the extreme to get a protective order. So I think her story is extremely important, and she's going to play the woman that I played last time, the blonde lady that said she doesn't want to talk to her kids anymore. She plays her, and this woman has continued to be on the internet, and she actually shows the doormat mom, and something that the doormat mom says that it caught me off guard, and I think is really really messed up. The doormat mom says that her daughter, her entitled daughter, cut her off because she wouldn't pay for her second wedding, right? So I did a lot of research, and at first my impression of the doormat mom was like kind of not a good one. Then I said, okay, wow, well, her daughter sounds like an entitled monster that expected her to pay for her. But then I saw other videos of people saying, yeah, this is not entirely true. So people can make their own decisions. The doormat mom is on TikTok. She's gone viral, all the things. She has a lot of support, and then she has a lot of detractors as well. She has gone on TikTok talking crap about YouTube creators that have done videos about her, like laughing at this one woman's looks because this woman had a facial tattoo with like a lotus flower on her forehead, and she's like mocking her looks. Yeah, so I didn't think that was good. Like, she made a video about your public content, and you mocked her and you laughed at her about her looks, while you do another video about another YouTube creator saying that she spoke about your mental health and that how dare she do that. But you did a whole other video showing this woman's picture laughing at her looks because she had a face tattoo. Make that make sense?
The parent that they deserved, the parent they thought they might be able to earn. It takes a tremendous amount of bravery and self-love to finally make the decision to cut ties with somebody that you are naturally inclined to want to be close with. And yet somehow these parents are still always the victim. So we are going to look at some estranged parents today.
She's beautiful. I'm sorry, I just have to say, her eyes are like, holy crap, beautiful eyes. Just her whole aesthetic. She's just a beautiful woman, and I'm sorry that she's had such a terrible experience. Again, I don't know her parents. You know, there's always two sides to a story, but I feel for her. And like she said, children just don't want to disown their parents because it's trendy or it's fun. You know, she was looking for love from her parents, and she didn't feel that she got it. And that's why she went no contact with her parents. And so a lot of people, a lot of the parents are just saying these kids just, they think it's trendy, and they just, you know, I don't think that people go no contact as a first resort. Usually it's a last resort. You know what I mean?
Who just can't fathom why they would be estranged and who want to tell us about how much of a victim they are. Not their children who have had to go through that arduous process of getting to the point of going no contact.
Hey, estranged parents. There are a lot of stories being shared about kids cutting off their parents, and a lot of judgment from others who don't know the full stories. But nobody talks about the parents who weren't toxic or abusive, the ones who gave everything, not perfectly, but with every honest piece of their heart.
Okay, so holding opportunities and necessities that you just should be giving your child anyway, if you're able to, over their head is definitely abusive. Like,
I don't know if I would say it's abusive. I wouldn't go to that extreme saying that, like, you know, I took care of you, I fed you, I clothed you. Like, saying that and holding that over your child's head is abusive. I think that that's too extreme. I do think it's a given as parents, that's what we're supposed to do. I do hear a lot of parents saying, I sacrificed for my kid. I had to get up at 6 a.m. to get them ready for school. That's not a sacrifice. That's a choice as a parent. We as parents choose to have children. They don't have a choice in the matter, right? I think that's very true. Children can't choose to be born. We choose to have them. And with that choice comes responsibility. And again, I'm not saying parents have to be perfect. That's unrealistic, okay? But framing it as such a sacrifice, that was a choice you made when you found out you were pregnant and you were going to have a baby. That's part of being a parent. And some people, I think the wording, we get hung up on the wording. Maybe they didn't mean to say sacrifice, but when you say sacrifice, it means sacrifice. And as a parent, you waking up to get them ready for school isn't a sacrifice, it's a responsibility. And I think the wording should be extremely intentional, because when you're talking to your child and you're telling them, you're up at on time, which you should be. 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds shouldn't have to set their own alarm and get up and get their clothes ready and make their own breakfast. Again, there's such a thing as teaching children independence, but at the appropriate age, right? 7 years old, 8 years old, they can dress themselves. They can make themselves cereal, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. But they shouldn't be responsible for themselves at 6 years old, 7 years old. You know what I mean? They should have a parent there guiding them, getting up, driving them to school, seeing them to the bus if they go on a school bus. I just think that that's your duty as a parent.
Are we forgetting that abuse is not just physical? It's not just violent.
Shut your ass up, Maria. In Miami, girl.
It can absolutely be emotional and manipulative too.
Who showed up to every game.
I agree. Manipulative, but not abusive. I agree.
Coached their sports, who sat through every single play and concert like it was the only.
Okay, we sat through every single play. We took them to sports. Again, that is your duty as a parent. You want your children to be well adjusted. So, what? Imagine, oh my God, I had to go to your Christmas pageant. Oh my God. You know how many times I had to listen to you sing Jingle Bells? Oh my God, you know what a sacrifice that was? What? That was a joy. That was a privilege. That was a privilege to go to my son's pageants, and they're all dressed up and making sure that they had their outfits so that they weren't the odd people out. Because I could tell you, when I was in school, I was never equipped with never had the right costumes, never had the right equipment, never had notebooks, pens, pencils, nothing. I was never equipped with the bare minimum. So when my sons went to school, yes, I'm going to make sure that they are equipped. They're not going to go to school and not have notebooks, not have, the list that they give you, even though I didn't understand why they needed paper towels and boxes of tissues and wipes. Like, what the hell did they need all these things for? I still sent it. You know what I mean? I didn't understand that you need paper towels and box of Kleenexes and freaking wipes. What the hell? But I still sent it, because I refused for my sons to go to school and not have the bare minimum, not be equipped for school, and not be made fun of or bullied because they weren't equipped for school. So that is not, I don't understand how as a parent you're holding that over your kid's head. That's the least you can do for your kids is show up. Show up. Even if you can't afford all the nicest stuff, show up.
Place in the world that mattered.
Is that not the only place that mattered when you were there watching your children?
Shut your ass up. I know. I saw that on Reddit. How do you get confused between a human male penis and an elephant? Some men, would love to think that they're equipped like an elephant trunk, but that's not the reality. Shit.
Perform or play? I'm so confused. It is so clear when we watch these videos that these parents actually just hate their kids and they never wanted to be a parent. They didn't want to have to be there. Everything was a job for them. It was an obligation. It was a choice.
And again, she is very jaded. So she says these parents hated their kids. I don't think they hated their kids. That's not what I got from the first woman. I didn't get that she hated her kid. You know what I mean? I can't stand that fucking kid. I didn't get that from the first woman. Again, I understand that her own experiences, her extreme experiences with her own mother, has shaped her views on other parents, right? That their children have gone no contact with them. So because of her own experiences with her mother, she feels like all these parents have had to have done similar things to their kids for them to go no contact. And again, I get it. Her trauma has shaped this, but I don't see it as that woman was saying she hates her kids. You know what I mean? I didn't get that at all. Again, it's the extreme language. I'm not trying to shit on this creator. I'm just saying it seems like extreme language.
Therefore, now you owe me. Pay it back to me, or I'm going to hold it over your head, because I honestly didn't want to be there anyway.
Memorize your favorite foods, your sleep patterns, your likes, your dislikes, your childhood fears, just in case you needed me before you ever had that.
Okay, Storm. And again, this mom is saying things that she should know as a parent. I knew your likes and your fears. You should if you're a parent that's present. These are not things that you should expect a pat on the back for, right? Oh, I knew that you were afraid of alligators or sharks. Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope that if your kids have an extreme phobia of spiders, you would know and not take them to see tarantulas and shit. These are things you should know: their favorite color, what they're allergic to, what their favorite foods are. And I get this mom is trying to make a point that she was there, she was present, but it sounds nitpicky when she's listing these things that are unimportant to validate her point. It comes across wrong. And a lot of us, we misspeak, and people take it at face value, especially if they're not familiar with your content. People that watch me on a regular basis know I misspeak a lot. You know what I mean? So they have a baseline for me. But people that come across me new, they'll take what I say at face value, and I may come across as an asshole. I may come across as extremely judgmental. So I have to be aware of that. But I'm open and receptive to if somebody addresses that or comes in my comment section like, hey, you said this wrong. I'm open to a conversation and to further explain that, because a lot of it gets lost. You know what I mean? In video. I don't know.
Ask, who prayed for you more times than I ever prayed for myself.
You're supposed to pray for your kids more than you pray for yourself. Like, that's crazy. I pray for my kids every single day and night. Every time my kids leave this house, God, protect my kid. I don't pray for myself every time I leave the house. Like, again, she's stating things to make her point, but it's coming across bad. You know what I mean?
Who learned to be strong, so you would never have to
Stormy, she wanted y'all to know she's here.
be as scared, because I was. Who raised you in a world that almost broke me, just so it wouldn't break you first.
What? I raised you in a world that almost broke me just so that it wouldn't break you first. You can't shield your kids from the world. I don't understand that. You can't shield your kids from the world. The world is going to happen. I don't know.
Right. That's what we're supposed to do as parents,
I agree.
period. Like, that's the bare minimum. That's called connecting with your child. That's called getting to know your child, being interested in them as a human being, and caring about them as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the most basic thing as a parent you're expected to do.
And I still woke up one day to find that my child had erased me, like I was nothing but a wound to escape from. I don't chase you anymore, not because I stopped loving you, but because loving you should not have to mean begging to be let in.
But I don't understand. Again, last time when I did this, I said, they were like, oh, one day you just woke up and cut me out of your life. I don't think that's how that happens. Now, on a rare occasion, I think somebody may just say, I don't want to talk to you. But I think that it builds over time. They give you signs. There are warning signs. You know what I mean? Your kid probably tried to discuss something with you and you just brushed them off, or you didn't want to hear it, or you didn't want to accept responsibility, or you invalidated their feelings about a situation that happened when they were little, and they kept trying to bring it up to you to resolve it. And I don't think it happens overnight. I don't think a kid, I'm saying child, but it's an adult. I don't think someone's child just cuts them off overnight. I think it's a gradual thing, and we're not paying attention. We're not paying attention.
But I'd be lying if I said it doesn't feel like grieving somebody who's still alive.
Right, kind of like how your kid had to grieve you while you were still alive for all of these years until they finally decide.
And that's important too, as a parent who is a child, right? Because I have parents and I'm also a parent. So I wear many different hats. When I'm with my parents, I'm their child. When I'm with my children, I'm their parent, right? So I understand the place of a child and the place of a parent. And my feelings aren't the only ones to consider. My children's feelings should also always be considered. Always. It's not just about me. It's about how do they feel in the situation that involves them directly. And a lot of these parents focus on me. And it's not me, it's us. What affected us, not what affected me.
To cut contact with you. And That wasn't your wake up call to self reflect. Like, you're talking about grieving someone who's still alive. Dude, you had at least 18 years to form a solid bond with that person. Like, from an infant, you had 18 years to make that child feel safe and that they could come to you and you were a friend to them and a safe person to them, supportive, blah, blah, blah. And now that you've thrown at least 18 years of that out of the window and clearly did not make them feel seen, safe, supported, blah, 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 now you're the victim.
You're living your life like I never existed, while I wake up every single day remembering that version of you that once loved me.
And what's sad is in a lot of our lives, there was never a point where you loved us.
Dang.
So, I mean, good for you. At least you have.
That breaks my heart for her, that she feels like her mom never loved her. That genuinely breaks my heart for her. I know my mom loved me. She could only give me what she had to give, unfortunately, right? And sometimes it wasn't enough. You know, she didn't protect me. I wasn't safe. Unfortunately, me and my brothers weren't safe in any stretch of to any stretch of the imagination. We weren't safe. We became safe with my father and my stepmom. They protected us. We were safe physically. Emotionally, me and my stepmom, we got into it a lot. My dad, I was always safe with my dad, always. And again, not to shit on my stepmom, that's my mother. She is an amazing, amazing mother. She had only had sons. She had never had a daughter, which we can relate to because I don't have daughters, right? I am her daughter. Don't misunderstand that. But biologically, she had never had a daughter. And it was extremely difficult dealing with the girl. And she dealt with it the best way she could. And she was an amazing mother. Again, she still is to this very day, an amazing mother. And I didn't make it very easy being a damaged kid. But it's unfortunate that she feels like her mom never loved her.
Had that moment of happiness where you felt loved by your child and fulfilled by your child. But guess what? Most children who have
just remember that your jerkified kids will have kids one day, and you will like your grandchildren much more than you like their parents. Just something to keep in mind. And that's why I'm always going to be good to my kids, because I want to be a grandma one day, and I don't want them to be like my asshole mom is never going to see my grandbabies. No, ma'am. I want to be in my grandbaby's life. I want to be the crazy grandmother that sings the crazy songs and does the crazy dances and chases them all around the house and all the things. I want to be that grandma. So shit, listen.
To go no contact from their parents, never even had an ounce of that.
I don't know what story you've had to tell yourself to make me to be the enemy. And maybe I'll spend the rest of my life loving someone who never once asked for my side of the story or cared. But my gosh.
Your side of the story? What do you mean? Maybe I'll spend the rest of my life loving someone who never asked for my side of the story. They were there. They lived it. And I hate to sound like that to this mom, but your children lived it. They were there. That's like me, again, invalidating my son's experiences and their memories. Like, you didn't hear my side of the story. They didn't have to hear it. They saw it. They lived it. They were there. And we tend to act like because they're little people, right, when they're children, that their memories are not as vivid or not as valid or not as concrete. They remember shit. Kids hear and see a lot more than we think or give them credit for. And that's why we have to be very aware of what we say and do around children. Because even when we think they're not listening, they're listening. So she's acting like you didn't even hear me. No, because you're trying to convince them with words when they have the lived experience. They were there.
There is a special kind of heartbreak in raising a child so well that you gave them the strength to walk away from you, never look back. I will just pray that when you rewrite me, that you at least remember that I loved you, that I'm not perfect, and that I tried my best.
Yeah, so you didn't raise your child so well that they knew to walk away. You traumatized them and left them with no other option than to cut contact with you.
Damn.
That's not raising your child. What? You?
Yeah, the mom still turned it around, that I raised you so well that you, and I guess maybe she's trying to save her own heart, right? You say what you have to do to protect your own heart and mind, and our brains are amazing things that will do things like people that um become, what is it? It's not called multiple personalities. It's called, I forgot the damn name. You know the movie Split, where they have these personalities, and that is a child's brain splintering to protect them. Their brain literally created different personas to protect this child that went through extreme trauma. So your brain will do what it has to do. And I think this mom is trying to tell herself, I raised my child so well and I equipped them so well for the world that they were able to cut me off. No, that behind that is trauma. And until you face the wrong that you've done, something you did caused them trauma that you weren't able to help them heal from. So they felt like you're not listening, and their last recourse was to cut you off because you weren't listening, you weren't receptive. That's devastating, but that seems more than the likely story.
I think you did such a good job being a parent that your child walked away.
Dissociative, yes, thank you. DID, yes, thank you. Dissociative identity disorder, yes, thank you. DID. I knew it because there's this big YouTube creator that even left because she had a stalker and all this stuff. Yes, thank you.
From you, and you're giving her, oh, I did a good job. I did so good. I traumatized my kid and they knew to walk away. I'm such a great parent. Do you hear yourself? Like, that sentence alone should be enough. Like, after you listen back, edit it and post it, to be like, that didn't sound quite right. Actually, play that back. Actually, let me take this to therapy and play it for the therapist and let's see what they have to say.
This next woman is the woman that I played before. She looks a lot more disheveled in this one, but she's a lot more emotional. This is the woman that I had a lot of critique for last time. So
you're an estranged parent and your child has no contact. The hardest thing you're going to deal with is how they're going to show you over and over and over in so many ways that they don't love you.
that's not true. That's crazy for her to say. Remember, this is the woman that two of her daughters, her adoptive daughters, and I'm not saying that as if that makes her less of a mom. I'm just trying to have you have a recollection of who this woman is. She was sitting in her car, and two of her daughters went no contact with her. She wasn't invited to the wedding. She wasn't invited to the birth of her grandchild. And they're able to reconnect with their biological mom. They have great relationships with their mother-in-laws. And so she doesn't recognize that she's the problem. And so she's going to say here that they're showing her in so many ways. Again, she has a forum, a place on TikTok, and she was making these videos and somebody sent it to her daughters or they came across it, however it happened, and they started responding on social media. And she didn't like that. So that's where all of this stems from.
They don't miss you. They don't want things to be better. And nothing you do is going to make a difference.
I don't think that's true either. I'm telling you, because again, I've been strained. Me and my stepmom had no contact, And we reconnected. And then when I became an addict, I did a lot of things, a lot of horrible things. And I tried to convince her with words, right? I tried to lip service, bullshit. I was bullshitting, okay? I'm not using, look at me, I'm changed. I'm not 90 pounds anymore. I'm 100 pounds. I gained 10 pounds. I'm not using anymore. I still look like a damn a matchstick, like skinny as shit. I gained 10 pounds. I'm not 90. I'm 100. Look at me. I'm better. Lying my ass off, trying to convince her with my mouth. And when I stopped doing that and started allowing my actions to show, and when I stopped wanting instant gratification, I wanted her to see a change 360 right now. Like, I stopped using today, tomorrow, everything is fixed. That's not how it works. It took time, and it took her seeing me being a different person, behaving differently. So I don't think that there was no chance. But then remember, she went on social media and she said, I don't want a relationship with you guys anymore. She put that line in the sand for her daughters. She said, I don't want to reconnect with you guys. That right there tells her kids stop. There's no need to even try.
All the therapy that you can take and all the reflecting and self-awareness.
I mean, yeah, just going to therapy and you thinking that you've changed is not grounds to expect your child to just forgive you and let you back in their life. That's not how that works.
I said that last time. Remember, she said, I did all the things. I went to therapy, but she still said, they've never told me what I've done. Like, no self-reflecting at all.
May have gone to therapy. You may have genuinely changed as a person. And there may have been actual reasons and justifications. No, actually, I take that back. There is none. But you may have gone to therapy and you may have actually changed, but your child does not have to forgive you.
That's true.
Your child does not have to forgive you. If you made them feel so unsafe that they had to cut contact, you do not have a right to say, well, I went to therapy. Wait, I'm still the victim. No, you victimized your child. Going to therapy is just something you just should have done.
It's not going to make any difference. I don't see any cases of it ending good.
Doesn't see any cases of it ending good. There's so many people that have rekindled relationships with their parents or their children because they put in the work. They took accountability. They changed their behaviors. They apologized genuinely and openly and worked on those behaviors. And you're right, no one has to forgive us. And that's something that we have to deal with as well.
And I wish
and I feel bad for her. I'm not trying to shit on this woman. She's in pain, obvious pain.
I wish somebody had told me this 5 years ago. The best thing I could do is move on with my life and just and understand that it's done.
What the hell just happened?
God, I feel like there's so little being said in so much time right now. Like, wipe your tears, dude. Imagine how much your kid's been crying, having to get to this point of going no contact.
Abraham Lincoln united and
I can't do this. I need my premium back. Fuck this bullshit. This is over. This is over today.
Like, you don't get to traumatize your kid to the point that they have to cut contact with you. Because I'm telling you, as a person who had to cut contact, I have never, ever met a fellow cut contact with my parents kind of person that had not given their parent a million chances first. That had not forgiven their parent a million times first and asked for them to get help and change a million times before they cut contact. You did not actually get
I need some damn Botox now. I'm good. I'm good.
help and change if you went to therapy and you did everything right and you're still making yourself to be the victim. You clearly do not understand the traumatic impact that you had on your child. And I don't care if you never laid a hand on your child. You clearly did something to make that what?
I left a comment in her comment section and said that this woman, because she thinks it's one child, it's two children. It's two children. So I wanted to let her know this woman has two daughters that went no contact with her. And I agree with you. I think that she needs to self-reflect and realize that something is broken. And not trying to shit on her because it is affecting her. And I know it's genuinely affecting her, but it is also affecting her daughters. They've lost that relationship. As a child, you want love from your parents. I don't know any child who isn't a sociopath that doesn't want the love of their parents. That's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted was to be loved. So I don't see any child, adult or otherwise, not wanting to have their parent in their lives.
I have also never met a fellow no contactor that has ever like been like, I'm so happy. Like I cut contact with my parents. It's like the funnest thing ever. This is so fun. Woo! Like, yeah, there is an aspect of that because like I'm free. But at the end of the day, it's traumatizing. It's hard. And for many of us, we still grieve our parents even years after cutting contact. I still find myself constantly hurting so bad because I just want a mom so bad. I feel like such an outsider in the world. And I know that I'm not the only one. So if you're also a no contactor, I'm sure you probably can relate to this feeling. But
I'm not a no contactor, but I remember in school when all my friends, especially in middle school, all my friends, all my mom, and in high school, I went to an all girl high school, and my friends talking about their mom, and my mom is my best friend, and my mom, we go shopping and we do all the things, and not having that. And there was such a void in me, just this wound in me, like ached for that, wished for that, to know what that was like. And I didn't. And things were so strained at home with my stepmom because we were always butting heads. And she did so many nice things for me. I had beautiful dresses. I had everything, everything you could think of, a collection of porcelain dolls. I had the most beautiful room a girl could wish for. All the materialistic things. I had fucking princess dresses and, you know, prom dresses. I had two to choose from. She bought me two different styles of prom dresses to choose from. And my hair would get done and all the jewelry and all the things. And, you know, I went shopping at the expensive stores and Urban Outfitters and the Gap and all, and LL Bean. We had LL Bean book bags with our initials on them and all the things. But our relationship was so broken, and all she wanted was a daughter and all I wanted was a mom. And we couldn't get out of our own way. And we went to therapy and all the things. So I can relate there.
sometimes it genuinely feels like I am the only person in the world who doesn't know what it's like to have a mom to call.
You're not.
I feel like sometimes I am the only person in the world who doesn't know what it's like to be like, I have a flat tire. Let me just call my dad real quick. Or, hey, call my mom real quick. I don't know.
Well, I have that. I have that. I didn't have that as a kid, but I have that. I've had that all my adult life. I can call my parents. I'm telling you, when I moved to Philadelphia, when I thought that I could escape my addiction by moving to Philadelphia, and spoiler alert, right? And had my 3 boys. And after a few days, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And called my parents. And when my parents answered the phone, I said, please come get these boys. Do you know what they said? Thank God. That was the first thing my dad said. Thank God you called. And they were there in 2 hours. It takes you 2 hours and some change to get there. My parents were there in 2 hours flat. So my parents have always been there for me as an adult.
It sometimes feels so incredibly isolating. It is not a feeling that I would wish on anybody. It's not a fun feeling. You're sitting here crying all these tears. Imagine your kid.
I'm going to end after this video, but I just wanted to finish this video. I didn't want to just end without finishing the video.
I'm gonna miss so much. And every time it's gonna feel like that is the most colossal pain ever. And then there's gonna be something else to top it.
Bye, Lisa Ann. I'm not done yet. I'm trying to get through this video before I end, but thank you for being here, Lisa Ann. And why don't you have a wrench in here, Lisa Ann? What the hell happened to your wrench? What the hell happened to your wrench, Lisa Ann? Was that a new account, Lisa Ann? because I don't know where the hell your wrench went. Duck,
I feel
I
so.
just threw another wrench at you. I don't know where the hell your wrench went. Oh, I think you had to get a new account, right? Yeah, okay. Because I was like, why the hell doesn't she have a wrench here? Okay.
I feel so bad for the parents who are just starting out in this journey because you're gonna, God, you're gonna suffer so much.
Oh my God, we're suffering so much. My kid is ignoring my texting calls. They blocked me on Facebook. I have no way to step over their boundaries and reach out to them anymore. This is devastating.
You're gonna beat yourself up so much.
And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at this mom's pain. It's Danielle's, I swear. She's so over this shit.
And if you're like a lot of us who have no explanation, you're gonna come up with all the
Oh no, Lisa Ann, girl, I know. Trust me. I know. You will screw yourself over, girl.
5 billion reasons that you deserve this.
Good. So sit with it. Sit with it instead of being like, I don't want to have to deserve this. I don't want to sit with these reasons. No, if you just said that there's 5 billion reasons that you deserve this, there was probably at least 1 million. So sit with that and learn from it. Take accountability and stop feeling sorry for yourself.
That's what I said last time, right? That's the same exact thing I said last time.
You harmed somebody. Why are you crying? You should feel nothing but immense guilt. And if, as an estranged parent, you're going to make like a support group for estranged parents or talk about being an estranged
Is in the estranged parent support group on TikTok.
parent, you definitely should be educating on how to like heal and not harm people anymore, not setting up your phone and crying, victimizing yourself when you're not the victim in the situation.
I agree with that. Again, you're recording yourself in a vulnerable state. And I'm not saying don't share when you're vulnerable, right? I've come on and become emotional. I don't think I've ever recorded myself already crying, but there's been situations where I've been live and became emotional. And some of those instances I didn't end immediately. Now I know better. I'll end immediately if I become like overwhelmingly emotional. You know, there's sometimes in the past where I was talking about my mom and stuff and became emotional and shed a tear and pulled myself together and continued my live. But if I become overwhelmed with emotion, I'll end my live. But I won't record myself already crying. And even if it's therapeutic to record myself like a diary, a video diary, I'm not going to watch the video and decide that it's a good look to upload it. Again, I know that there's nuance, right? People that want to share vulnerabilities and all the things, but it comes across as manipulative, especially if in a situation like this, you know what I mean? Where your children have cut ties with you and you're not even expressing what you've done wrong. Again, this is coming from an imperfect parent, but I do not shy away from the fact that I've made mistakes, many mistakes. I was a bad parent in my addiction. And if it wasn't for my parents, maybe CPS would have been contacted, right? Thank God I didn't have CPS remove my kids because I have amazing parents. But I was blessed with that. But it wasn't because I was just such a stellar parent, right? I was an addict. And I know that, and I'm very aware of the harm that I've caused my children. And spent 25 years making amends, and I'll be making amends until my last breath. But I'm aware of that. And again, if my sons ever wanted to sit down and have a conversation with me about it, I would be receptive to that. And there would be no ifs, ands, or buts. I would accept it and understand that they have the right to articulate that to me and have me swallow that and eat that.
Like, if you're going to be like a start a support group for estranged parents, it should be, hey, if you're an estranged parent.
Wedding cake, this is a lesson for everyone. This is a lesson for everyone. This isn't about Maria. This is just an open-ended conversation for any and everyone. I know you dislike many of us, and I get that, and you have the right to your opinions, but this isn't geared towards any one person. I think that we all have the ability to learn and do better and make better choices and strengthen our relationships or mend our relationships. Again, I'm not sitting here as an authority on what a parent should do or say, but as someone who's made these mistakes and been on both sides and can see it from both sides, this is an important conversation to have and one that I wanted to have.
It's for good reason. Let's all take time to self-reflect and, I don't know, share our therapy progress.
If who refuses to discuss it, Jendi, the children? I think that it has to be a conversation. Like my mom, may she rest in peace, my mom wasn't able to have an honest conversation in depth about the trauma that me and my brothers went through. And so I guarded her heart over mine. I never pushed for that conversation, but it left me with so much baggage because of that. And that was something that I had to learn to heal on my own because I wasn't given that by my mother, because she would just say she didn't remember, or, I don't remember that. And so I never pushed. I never pushed. I don't know if it's just part of my personality or I don't know. I think that the way to heal is for people to be willing to have that conversation, but sometimes you're never going to be given that. If one or both sides are not willing to be open and honest, and sometimes people can't face it. That's also the reality. Sometimes people can't face it. And that's why it's important to heal on your own. The children. Well, if the children don't want to discuss it, like my sons, I think that in my situation as well, I went to my children when my children were old enough to understand and it wasn't a burden to bring that to them. I tried to show them with my actions, right, that I was a different person. They got to see their mom. They don't remember me as an addict. They don't remember that, right? So they got to see me every day, going to school plays and working at the school and being in the PTA and doing all the things, the normal things. That as an adult, I waited till they were adults to have that conversation about my addiction and me going to jail and all the things. So I opened that door for them because I felt like I owed them that in case they had any unresolved feelings. I opened that door because, again, that was my doing. So I opened that door for any questions. And my sons told me, Mom, we've forgiven that. You're not that person. So it was easier for me, not on me. The guilt that I carry internally is heavy, but my sons never guilted me. They forgave me. So it made it easier for me. But if your children don't want that or don't ask for that, I don't think you push that on them because you may do more harm to them. That's what they teach you in recovery. You make amends whenever possible, except when to do so would cause the person harm or yourself harm, right? So I'm not going to try to make amends to ease my guilt at the expense of my sons and opening up a wound that maybe they've healed from. And then I just open up that wound and it's exposed and, you know what I mean? Cause them all the pain and all the trauma all over again. Hey, Chris Hansen, how are you?
I don't know, but that's the only kind of support group for estranged parents out there should be. Not a bunch of parents sitting around saying, my kid is the worst. Look at how they hurt me. I can only imagine that my parents, specifically my mom, just eats these groups up.
Today's video is sponsored by Heartopia, a cozy life.
I would never get online no matter what and shit talk my parents or my children. I just wouldn't. So, but again, that's just me. That's just me. So.
And in the end, something changing him. This is not about healing. They can't convince me that this is about healing. This is to hurt somebody.
This is to hurt someone. That's not true. That's not true. Maybe that is what they needed to do to heal. And that's what I'm saying. She said she's done all this internal work and therapy. No, no, ma'am. You came to the internet and shared it, so your children shared their side of it. That is maybe what they need to heal. It's not to hurt you. I don't see someone's children that if their parents didn't cause them extreme harm or trauma, just seeking to hurt their parents for no reason. I don't see well-adjusted people doing that for no reason. I don't. And again, I know there's the extreme situations. Again, the entitled assholes. I know that. I'm not talking about that. Two of her children are entitled assholes that just wanted to cut off their mother. Come on, man. Come on.
It's to hurt somebody.
Exactly. You have to feel it to heal it. That's what I say too. In my recovery, I learned I had to feel everything, all the bad things. I couldn't just feel the good things because that's what made me become an addict. I didn't want to feel any of the bad things. I just wanted to feel euphoria. I had to feel all the pain, all the hurt, all the discomfort in order to heal from it. And that's part of the healing process. Think of it as a physical wound. It hurts, right? When it's healing, it scabs up, it's painful, all the things, same thing emotionally.
And they succeeded.
Girl, you're not the son, and your kids are.
Hi, my Audie. How are you, my girl? I was watching this lady online that was an alcoholic, and her son hasn't talked to her even after she's been clean. Oh, yes. I know who you're talking about. The woman that her hair is like thinning. I'm just trying to description, right? She moved back to Massachusetts. She was in Florida and she got an apartment and she moved close to him. But if you watch that woman's video, it's very vague, Jendi. What I was gonna play that, and then in the next live, I'll play her video because I think if I didn't link it in the description, it's on my list to play. She moved back to Massachusetts, yes, to be close to her son, but she was an alcoholic. She tells a story about how her son brought up on her birthday, you took me to the bar to see my dad, and the mom thinks that that's a normal thing. Yeah, I did. You took a child to a bar to see his dad? And then her trying to justify it, well, because a mom can't be a dad, okay, but you took him to a bar. And then she said, I didn't get drunk, I just had 2 drinks. You took your child to a bar. I don't know why the bar allowed the child to be in a bar, because I don't know any bars that allow children. Maybe it was I don't know, maybe it was a kind of place where they have a bar, it's a restaurant, I don't know. But you took your child to a bar and he remembers it vividly as you guys drinking and as a bar. So you're trying to invalidate his feelings. And she also said he brought up that he went hungry as a little kid. And she says, I swear on everything that's holy, that didn't happen. Well, he remembers it. And again, when you're drinking, you may not remember everything the way it happens. You're in my addiction, I don't remember everything the way it happened, right? So, and she's vague with a lot of things, but you were an alcoholic, you were an addict, and children see and hear a lot more than we think. That's why I say that. They hear and see a lot more than we think. So she may think her child maybe didn't see or hear as much as he did, but he seems like he did, and he hasn't healed from it because she hasn't owned it honestly. It seems like he was trying to have that discussion with her. She's like, and on my birthday, well, he maybe felt like that was the only opportunity to bring it to you. He tried. He called me on Christmas and said, what am I doing? And I said, nothing. He said he was going to bring my granddaughters to the pool. I waited all day. He didn't come. Those were olive branches, but something must be lacking. She moved back to Florida. Like, there's a lot of holes in it. Yeah, Jendi, she did. Yes, Maria. The Scapegoat Club. Yes, I'm telling you, I went down a rabbit hole. This is why I'm doing a whole series. There is absolutely no way I can show you, and I'm going to be taking clips and compiling them together so we don't have to go through whole videos because I don't want to steal people's content. I will always source people. But since this is just part two, I wanted you to get an understanding of this creator. But Love Marnie's another one that she's an estranged child and she speaks and she covers a lot of the TikTok moms and all of these things. And there's just so many. There's a whole scapegoat community where the children are the scapegoats, and and then there's some instances where parents just didn't finance their kids' lives, and they felt there's a lot of different scenarios. But there's this other woman, Jenna Story or something. She's another creator on YouTube that her daughters are estranged from her three daughters. So there's just so much. I'm telling you guys, there's just so much. It has to be a whole series. They watch, they listen, and to everything. Yeah, they do. She put out a new video today. She got a new tooth. Yeah, because she was missing her tooth. I saw that the video that the video I saw, she was still missing a tooth. That's where she retold the story about her son, and you know, she was there in 2020 during Covina and all the things, and then she moved back to Florida and da 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 da. So I haven't seen the new one. But yeah, the video I saw, she was still missing a tooth. So yeah, it's a lot. My dad took me to bars too. One time, gave me $2 to go to the corner store. Three girls jumped me and took my money. I was only 8. That has stayed with me my entire life. Simply Blonde, I am so sorry. That's horrendous. At 8 years old, and that's because you're unsupervised. I'm telling guys, you don't understand the stories that I have. Like I have the most extreme trauma, like things that are, I'm telling you, even my parents, my stepmom has told me I should write a book, like because of the experiences me and my brothers went through. It's that insane. And I don't think YouTube will ever be the place to share the stories because they're that traumatizing. They're that graphic. They're that extreme that it's only by the grace of God that me and my brothers are alive today. You know what I mean? Um, and that's why I talk about these stories because again, I can relate from all sides of it, right? I was a child that dealt with stuff. I was a parent that repeated certain cycles. Thank God I broke the cycle. And my sons don't struggle. Thank God. Never say never, right? Um, but I'm hoping that they're grounded enough to know that that is not the answer, that substances will never fulfill a void that you're feeling. Um, so I'm hopeful. My eldest son is 32 years old. My youngest is 20, and they're amazing men. Work hard, so I'm blessed. But these are conversations that are important, and I know that I will get more people watching if I came and talked shit about people and did the drama all the time. And there's so much drama I could cover, like so much. Yeah, I don't know, but that doesn't make me happy. It stresses me out actually. All the real life shit I'm seeing, it stresses me out. So these are the conversations I'm going to continue to have, and because I think they're important. Thank you, Betty. Yeah, I'm almost finished with this video. I'm going to, today is Saturday. I will not be online tomorrow. Tomorrow's my mother's birthday. May she rest in peace. So I will not be online. I just can't. This year, I just can't. So I wanted to go live again on Thursday and then Friday, but I just didn't. So I had to go live today, but I will not be live tomorrow. But I want to do a part two. Oh, shoot. Wait, hold on, because I have 5 memberships I have to gift. But if I don't, oh, yeah. Okay. So I have till next Thursday. So I'm not going to gift them today because I have to hold myself accountable, and it'll make sure I come back live before the month is over. So I'm not going to gift them today so that I'll be back before the week is over, before the month is over, so I can gift the 5 memberships and we can do another part. And I'll have like more clips. together for you guys. But let's finish watching this video. It's almost done.
The planet are not meant to rotate around you all the time, dude. You are not the center of their universe.
I know, Simply Blonde, and I'm so sorry. That shapes you. It shapes you, right? It makes you mistrust people. That's horrifying. That's horrifying. I'm so, so sorry. Therapy, you learn to deal and hopefully heal. I agree. I agree. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. A lot is missing.
You are not.
I'm going to show that woman. And I feel bad for her because she genuinely loves her son, but and sometimes we just can't deal with what we've done. We can't face it. And you can't heal and you can't reconcile with your child until you heal. And then she was trying to blame, like, I guess the girlfriend, they had 2 daughters and the girlfriend was pregnant. And she was like trying to allude to the fact that it was the girlfriend's fault, but her son is no longer with that girl. So why is he still estranged from you, right? If it was the girlfriend's influence with this woman, why her son cut her off, he's no longer with her. So if she was the influence, why wouldn't her son have reached out to her? There's a lot more there. And again, I know it's hard to come to the internet and openly and honestly talk about that. But if you're going to share the story, you have to share it openly and honestly. Because again, you never know. Anyone from your real life can come across. So many people from my personal life watch my channel. If I ever came here and was full of shit and lied, you don't think they would call me out and expose me? I would never do that anyway. That's not recovery. Recovery is not lying. But I would never do that anyway. I would never harm somebody by lying. I would never harm my ex-husband by lying on him. I would never disrespect my parents or my sons by not holding myself accountable. You know what I mean?
Get this, their number one priority. You should have never been. Kids, number one priority.
The wife never liked her, see? Hi, Erica, and thank you, Betty. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, she said the wife never liked her. I know, but then she said that they're no longer together. So, you know what I mean? When people leave pieces out, you can kind of fill those pieces, and it leads to assumptions. But if you listen, you can kind of get where she's not telling everything. And again, I get it. She's probably ashamed and has extreme guilt. But if you're going to tell the story, you have to tell it openly and honestly, especially if your son is listening. If her son is listening and comes across her channel, does she think that that's going to make him want to reconcile with her if she's telling the story in a dishonest way? No, hell no.
Priorities should never be their parents as far as worrying about feelings and things like that. Now, obviously, kids can be absolute jerks and they do need to learn how to be kind and not just be mean to people, duh. But at the end of the day, it's not their responsibility that you're having a hard time with the fact that you were a terrible parent.
And I agree, right? It's not our children's responsibility to help us regulate our emotions or help us feel better. It's our responsibility to shield them, right? From extreme situations, all the things, because you can't teach your kids to regulate their emotions if they see you not able to regulate yours. You can't tell a kid not to hit if you're hitting him to get him, because you hit somebody, so I'm going to hit you. Don't hit while you hit. Don't yell while you're yelling at them to stop yelling. What you're saying doesn't compute in their brain because your action is what they're going to remember. They're going to remember your action. She was yelling at me while she's telling me not to yell. So that's what's going to get engraved in their brain, to yell. This is the behavior that they're going to emulate. I'm hitting, but when my mom is frustrated at me, she hits me to get me to stop hitting. That doesn't make any sense. And I'm not talking about people that discipline their kids. I'm not telling you how to discipline your kid. But I was never going to, my son hit my other son. I'm going to go hit him. Stop hitting your brother while I hit you. How am I teaching him not to hit when you're angry, to learn to speak when I'm hitting you to teach you not to hit? That never made sense to me. That shit never made sense to me.
They're not doing that to hurt you. This is actually part of healing. They're doing it to protect themselves from the harm that you're consistently causing them. And so if their distance is making...
I was a gentle parent before gentle parenting was a thing. By nature, I'm a gentle parent. That's just the fucking thing. I went through getting hit all the time. My mother hit me all the time to make herself feel better. Even when she was frustrated at something that had nothing to do with me and my brothers were getting the ass whooping to make herself feel better. And then we got hit worse if she hurt her hand while she was hitting us. Like all the things. I was never gonna I've never hit my kids. Like that's just not a thing. How am I hitting my kids because I'm frustrated? What the actual fuck does that even mean? How am I yelling at you, telling you to learn self-control? Like in what world does that make sense?
Making you feel hurt, go get help. I don't know. Stop throwing a pity party. Like self-reflect, take accountability, acknowledge it. Maybe say, you know what? I do deserve this. I deserve to sit in this sadness. Sit in it.
Yep.
I broke my child's trust so much that they had to cut contact with me. That should break your heart and hurt you. But not in a way that makes you blame the child and feel bad for yourself. It should be a motivator to never behave that way again.
Amen. Now, this is the DoorMat mom. We're going to go way in depth. She's going to be my focus in my next live. Okay. I'm going to talk about the other woman, the one that we just spoke about, but she's going to be the focal point of my live, my next live, because there's just so many elements to this woman's story. She's been featured in articles and she's coming at YouTube creators that tell her story when she is on TikTok and has gone viral and all the things, but she gets mad at content creators covering her story. So I won't be on her radar, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, so we're going to be talking about DoorMat mom.
We didn't ask to be born. Well, if you really want to split hairs, we didn't ask to have you.
What?
So did you hear what she said? The kid said, we didn't ask to be born. And she said, well, if you want to split hairs, we didn't ask to have you. Actually, you did. Actually, you did. You chose to have that child. That child had no choice, no say. Okay? And I'm not an advocate for aborting babies. Again, your body, your choice, right? But that's not what I'm saying right now. That's just not a choice for me, okay? But so a child doesn't have a choice, right? They can't give their opinion. Yeah, I want to be born. No, I don't want to be born. That choice is left all on the parents. Hopefully both parents make the choice, because I think both parents created the child. Both parents should have input on the child. Anyway, how the hell are you going to say, what? We didn't, what? Huh?
You mean? What do you?
Yeah, I have to play that again.
Well, if you really want to split hairs. Well, if you really want to split hairs.
Come on, puñeta. Why I hate when I do that.
Trust so much that they had to cut contact with me. That should break your heart and hurt you. But not in a way that makes you blame the child.
You won it last time, my audit.
And feel bad for yourself. It should be a motivator to never behave that way again.
We didn't ask to be born. Well, if you really want to split hairs, we didn't ask to have you.
What do you mean? What do you mean we didn't ask to have you? Dude, it was your choice to have a baby and to keep the baby. And then after it was born to like keep the baby, like this was all your choice. You actually at some point did make the conscious decision to be like, yeah, you know what? I think I do want this.
Right.
When we decided to have a child, we decided to have a child.
Stop cursing, Maria. What the hell? I was a strict mom, but not violent in any way. I wasn't about disrespect. My kids thank me for the way they were raised, but at times I still feel guilt for being strict. Loving but strict. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being strict. Kids need to learn to respect, right? I taught my sons respect their elders. That was something we took very seriously. I told you guys, my mother would allow strangers to whip my ass if I was disrespectful to a stranger. She wouldn't allow strangers just to come up to me and smack me in the side of the head because she would kick your ass. But if I disrespected you, which wasn't a thing. I'm just saying my brother was this fucking knucklehead. Used to talk crazy to adults. They used to smack him upside the head. Then he used to go running to my mom. She used to bring him back to the adult, ask what he did, and smack him upside the head in front of the fucking adult. That wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? So my sons learned to respect their elders. You listen. Adults are talking. You're not going to hear my son saying, giving any input. Like that's not a thing. I see too many kids that are too grown. Yeah, you know, that's why you have to be careful the kind of conversations you have around your kids. You're at a park with your kids, you shouldn't be talking about grown up shit like sex and stuff because kids hear it and then they think it's okay to chime in and shit, inappropriate shit. That's just certain conversations you shouldn't be having. Take your kids to the damn park, keep it PG, puñeta. You know what I mean? So I never had those conversations with my kids. So my kids never had to embarrass me and be like, yeah, mom, but what about your leg behind your head and all this shit? They listen. That wasn't a thing, but I'm saying. So in that aspect, I taught my kids respect, and my sons knew you don't act up. All I had to do was give them a look in public. What? Don't you dare embarrass me. You better act like you have some home training. You know what I mean? Like that was a thing. I was able to do that, but I would have conversations. When my sons were little, I would get on my knees so that I could look them in the eyes. When I spoke to them seriously, I didn't speak baby language to them. I spoke to them like little adults, like, listen, we're not going to do that. You're not going to behave that way because that's not what we're doing. You know what I mean? And that was very effective, me getting down to their level so I could look them in the eyes and let them know, don't play with me. You know what I mean? Shit, ain't nothing wrong with being strict. Yeah, the mom look, yep. They knew. I used to have a friend, her daughter used to be out of order. Then she had two daughters, they was double out of order. You hear me? Them little girls were out of order. Used to hit their mother, take her phone, and when the little girl, her mom would take her phone back to try to make a phone call, she would be hitting her mother in the street. She kicked the elderly lady on the subway one time, almost got her ass whipped, the mom, by a man because my friend got mad at the elderly lady instead of her daughter for kicking the lady in the face. Man, I got off that train. I had to stop hanging out with her because your kids are reckless, and I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at you because you're not correcting them. And I don't want my sons to think that they could behave this way because that is not a fucking thing. I told you guys we were signing up for classes one day, and I had my youngest son. She had her daughter was the same age as my youngest son. The sons were in school. So we're signing up for classes. My son is sitting there. Her daughter is throwing a tantrum on the floor, sprawled out on like a laid out, screaming at the top of her lungs. I looked at my son and he sat there and he looked back at me like something is wrong with her. I said, yeah, don't even think about it, homie. Don't even think about it. One look, he knew. He gave me that little nod like, I know, ma. That was not a fucking thing. Hey, Martin's mommy, my girl. How you doing? Yeah, yes, right. I know. People always think we are mad yelling. Yeah, poor babies. Listen, gave him a look like, don't play with me. I didn't have to raise my voice. I listen, I have a manly voice. What I gotta say is their name. They know. Don't play with me. If my voice goes down lower than it already is, you know it's serious. It's serious. Don't play with me.
Oh, okay.
I have a niece going through that right now. She has 6 kids and she doesn't listen. You have to. You have to teach them because they're going to embarrass the shit out of you. And then when they get bigger, they're going to start disrespecting you. And you can't try to switch up then because they're bigger than you by then. You better teach them when they're little. My sons would never even talk crazy to me because they felt bad. Like, why the hell am I talking to my mom like that? There's no such thing. You got to teach them when they're little. You can't teach them when they're already acting out as teenagers because it's too late by then. They're going to disrespect you and everybody around you. They're going to be acting up at school. You have discipline is not a bad thing. Teaching your kids manners and respect is a good thing. We don't need more knuckleheads in the world. We need more people with respect. My sons know. You see an elderly person, a pregnant woman, get your ass up and give them that seat. I shouldn't even have to tell you that. And I don't have to tell my sons that. They see a woman, they see an elderly person, they're getting the fuck up. I don't even have to look at them. You know what I mean? That's something they were taught as little kids. My husband is a lot of things, but my husband's a gentleman. He always got up for women, pregnant women, elderly people. They saw their father do that. So they know there's certain things that get ingrained. They watch, they learn by watching you.
Okay. So what what she's saying is, child, I did not ask specifically to have you. I did ask for a child to be born, but you're
Yeah, no. Listen, you talk to them before, sassy. They throw tantrums. You don't try to that gentle parenting while they're on the floor. You pull their asses up by the collar and tell them straighten the fuck up, cut it out right the fuck now. You know how many times I wanted to pull my friend's kid up, like, hey, cut that shit the fuck out. What the fuck are we doing? I just had to cut off the friendship. Like, no, I'm not doing this. Because if my kid starts picking up bad behaviors, no, ma'am.
your personality and who you are, that's not what I
Chantel, my mom was never strict, but when she said, wait till your father gets home, we behaved. Oh, man, listen. That was one of my arsenals, too. Listen, you don't want to do your homework? Okay, I'll ask your dad. I'll ask your dad to help have you do your homework. What? The pencil cases started opening up immediately. Come on, time to do your homework. Okay, don't worry about it. When your father gets home, I'll have him do your homework with you. What? Pencil cases were immediately opening. Yeah, I thought you would reconsider.
wanted. And if I could go back and hit a redo.
Yeah, wait till dad gets home. Yep, that was in my arsenal. Okay, wait till dad gets here. No, mom, I was just kidding. Oh, I thought you might say that.
I would.
Not specifically you. You're the one who decided to win that race. And even though you did that unconsciously, by your own definition, doing anything unconsciously doesn't negate accountability.
Do you hear that? So she's trying to say that things that she did to harm her child was done subconsciously. So because she subconsciously or unconsciously did something that her child has articulated to her, caused her harm, she shouldn't be held accountable. Just like you being born and not behaving or being the child she meant for you to be was done beyond your control, you still have to be accountable for that. What kind of fucking backwards mental gymnastics is this woman just tried on us? The fuck are you talking about? You're comparing apples and oranges, lady.
Ergo, you're just as accountable for being born as us.
Wow.
And even though you did that unconsciously, by your own definition, doing anything unconsciously doesn't negate accountability. Ergo, you're just as accountable for being born as us. Capiche?
No, bitch. Oh, sorry. Let me rewind. Let me put the shit back in the horse. No, lady. Sorry. I mean to call her a B word. Sorry. That one slipped out of my lips. Sorry.
Oh, and if you think that sounds ridiculous, that's how you sound to us.
What?
Wow. And if you think that sounds ridiculous, that's how you sound to us, telling us that things that you've done harmed us, caused us harm. Holy crap.
Farm in the wild,
I'm
raise
you,
animals.
Y'all not even ready for the videos that I have watched. Y'all not ready. Oh, y'all not ready, man.
That made no sense. That made no sense at all. And I swear, moms like this are the...
No, Bliss, because you play no games. Bliss is another one. She disciplines without being abusive. Like, there is such a thing. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Kids need discipline. Kids need to be told no. They do. No is a complete sentence. I heard one of these moms, I think it was the DoorMat mom, say, no is a complete sentence. Please don't misuse my damn saying. No is a complete sentence, but not when a kid is asking for an explanation of why something was done. I don't have to tell you. No is a complete sentence. No, ma'am.
Same ones that look at their 4-year-old as competition. Like they adultify.
I do nothing gentle. People probably don't believe me that nothing about me is gentle either. But when it comes to my kids, they are the one gentle part of my life. They're the one thing I do gently. My sons are my greatest love in my whole universe. Gentle with them all the time. I can't help it. They're like, I don't know, they're like the good I see in the world. Every time I look at my sons, they do no wrong, and I'm not blind. I know when they used to misbehave. I'm just saying, like, they're like the shining bright part of my whole life. I swear to God. Can't help it.
By their kids and then are mad when their kids are acting like kids and not like equal adults. And then they start treating their child like an equal adult who has wronged them. All right, this is the last.
And I'm glad you have a great mom, Lisa Ann. I don't think that not everyone deserves children. And there was a time where I didn't deserve children. There was a time where I was so irresponsible and so selfish that I had children. I had my first son because I wanted to be loved. And that was so selfish of me. I'm so grateful for them. I love them more than life itself, but that's not the right reason to have a child, right? So I learned better. I did better. And I realized that they are my priority. They should have been my priority all along.
One we have to do because my iPad is at 5% and I'm using my charger to have my light plugged in. I'm a mess over here, guys. My studio is
Teresa, my girl. It's okay, mama. It's okay, girl. You know my lives are always here, mama.
It's not really a studio. It's very rickety. So this is the last one, but it's good in the bad way. It's good.
You shared my sentiment. This is the last one. Because I've been here super long. I'm surprised my son hasn't come in. Holy shit, I said I wasn't going to be here long and it's 7 o'clock. Where the hell is my son? It's 7:30. I'm not going to be here long. I lied. Well, my son didn't come home. I was ending because my son was supposed to come home. I guess he didn't get cut early. Oh shit. I got to go feed MJ. So after this, I got to get off because I got to go feed my little kitty cat.
In the bad way. It is a series of images that somebody has created to like look like a text conversation to like get at us no contactors. I keep calling us no contactors. I can't remember what the actual label for us is. Estranged children,
Yes.
Estranged children. I don't know.
Estranged adult children. Yes. Estranged adult children. Adult children who went no contact.
But let's read this. Imagine if moms went no contact every time kids hurt their feelings. Age 13. You're ruining my life, Mom. I deserve peace. Goodbye. Age 16. You don't understand me. Mom blocks you for emotional safety. Sounds ridiculous? Yeah, that's the point. Relationships survive through repair, not mutual ghosting. Maturity is learning repair, not perfect harmony. And then they give their sources, if you want to call it that.
Okay, but that's not a fair comparison because children's brains are not developed. That's why children need guidance. That's why the age of consent is not at 13 or 16. I don't even think it should be 18, but right, societally, that's the age of consent. So to compare an adult child in their 20s cutting contact with a parent to a parent disowning their child, their minor child, because their child is behaving the way children behave is not, it's a comparison that is alarming that an adult would even try to make that comparison. Again, trying to dodge any accountability at all.
What? All of those things are like normal things that a kid would say.
Exactly.
Like, you are not emotionally mature enough to have a child. And I'm so serious. If you are not emotionally mature, you should not have children. And if you have children and you know that you are not emotionally mature, you should love your children enough to go to therapy and figure out how to manage and handle your own emotions.
Amen.
Because, and I say this as a hypocrite because I'm not perfect, but the outside world specific.
None of us are perfect. I don't think you're a hypocrite for saying that. I think it takes a lot of internal work to realize that we all need work. We all need work, but it doesn't take a perfect person, because there is no such thing, to realize that you don't compare a child misbehaving to a grown adult realizing that the trauma they went through as a child is still affecting them in a negative way and the parent that caused that not being able to recognize or validate their feelings, so they decide to cut ties with you for their own mental well-being. Those two comparisons are asinine. And again, I'm a 50-year-old woman. I can't imagine one of my sons that it would destroy me if they ever decided to cut me out of their lives. But for me to ever say, well, maybe I should have cut you off when you were 13 and I told you you couldn't go ride your skateboard in the park, and you told me, Mom, you annoy me. And I said, you know what? That's it. You're done. I'm never talking to you again. That makes no freaking sense.
Specifically, other people, and specifically your children, should never have that much of an impact on how you feel or how secure you are in yourself, especially if it's coming from a child. Children are going to say mean and hurtful things because they do not know how to regulate themselves. They fly off the cuff, if you will. And they will just spurt things in the heat of the moment to try to make themselves feel better, to try to seem like the bigger person, to try to win whatever it is. And yeah, it sometimes is hurtful. But as the parent, it is quite literally your job to understand that's a kid just saying.
And guide them. It is our job as the parents to guide them and to lead by example. We're going to fail. We're going to fall short all the time as parents. Okay. Before, my mom used to say, oh, you know, or my grandparents, oh, kids don't come with a manual. Now there's manuals, right? There's all these books, you know, self-help books, how to be a better parent, what to expect when you're expecting. I was gifted that book when I was pregnant so many times. What to expect when you're expecting. Now you have all these books. Everything is at your fingertips, right? You can ask Chat GBT, help me with everything under the sun. So there's ways to discuss these things and to try to be the best version of yourself. But children need guidance. They need guidance when they behave badly. They don't need to be met with the adult in the situation coming down to their level and behaving like an immature kid as well. The freak
stuff. So I'm going to let that kid calm down. I'm going to help that kid calm down.
Yeah.
And then we're going to circle back to the mean thing that was said and have a conversation about that and how mean things are not appropriate just in the heat of the moment or whatever. That's what emotionally mature parents do.
Amen. I like her so much. I'm going to double check that I linked her. I would assume I did. If I'm not a complete airhead. Let me make sure before I end, because if I didn't, I want to put her here. I really like her. Sorry. Nope. There was a lot that I didn't play. Shit. Danielle. Yes, I did. Okay, I did link her. So she's the first video I actually linked. I enjoyed this video. I watched that video before I played it, because I wanted to know what I was playing, right? I wanted to know what her opinion was. Okay, because I don't have to agree with everybody's opinion to play a video and react to it, but I also don't want to play something that's totally outlandish, because that wasn't like, I don't know. Anyway, you know what I mean? So I did watch her, and I enjoyed her. I didn't agree with everything she said, because that's impossible. But her overall message, I agreed with, and I understood that she is a person that is estranged from her mom and her mom's boyfriend, and has trauma, and even has a protective order against her mom and her boyfriend, her mom's boyfriend, her husband, or whatever the hell. So I understand that she's been through a lot, but she made a lot of sense. She had a lot of logic, and I enjoyed her. I'm going to leave Dr. Phil in the thing because he actually had the DoorMat mom on his show, and was speaking to her, and then spoke to a woman and her adult daughter that haven't spoken in 30 years, and had them on. And you can see that the mom, elderly now, still can't recognize anything that she's done. And I understand 30 years have gone by. So she says she can't even remember what she did. But when Dr. Phil asked her, what's one thing you would apologize for or ask for forgiveness for by your daughter, she couldn't think of anything. I don't care if 100 years go by. I remember, so my eldest son is 32. Okay. I remember things I did 30 years ago when he was 2 years old. I remember the day he was born. And I know as you get older, your mind forgets, but I can remember things I remember the day he was born. I remember the day all my sons were born. And that was 30 years ago. So in comparison, things that you've done harmful to your kids, I don't see you ever forgetting. I think she doesn't want, first of all, she's on national TV, right? But you knew you were going to be on national TV. And I think that was a perfect opportunity to make amends because her daughter came on the show. So that shows some level of wanting to reconcile or maybe hoping to reconcile. But she couldn't even say one thing she regretted doing to her daughter. And to me, that showed her daughter, I'm not even that important. You don't think you owe me an apology for one thing you've done? That spoke volumes. Hi, Cree. Thank you so much, my girl. Thank you so much. That just spoke so volumes to me. So I'm gonna leave that there because I think it's important. The Dr. Phil, again, you could get a little more familiar with the DoorMat mom. And I think there's another. Oh yes, the Love Marnie. She has her whole channel is estranged parents. A bunch of the TikTok parents. Her whole channel is that. So I linked her. You can get acquainted with a lot of these characters. Some of you guys are acquainted with some of these, not characters, some of these people. Excuse me, because they're not playing characters, right? These are real people. And so that when we come back, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I have to do it before this weekend. Excuse me. My sons are home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but I'll do it in the evening. You know, one of those days. My son, I'll ask him what day he works. Most likely Monday or Tuesday, and I'll do the live because I'll have this space here where I can do it. But I want to do it before the month is over. And like I said, this will be an entire series with a lot of my experience mixed in, some more clips mixed in, a lot of more. No, that's not correct. A lot more people that are estranged. There's a lot of people on TikTok. Oh my God, bro. On YouTube. Sorry. There's a lot of, I thought it was TikTok, right? Where this estranged thing is going on. There's YouTube creators that are estranged parents that have channels here. So we'll be discussing that here too, showing them from YouTube. And like I said, this will be a whole series. This is a way for me to come live and avoid talking about the small community drama, because I do want to address it. Like if I come live and I don't have a topic, it's easy for me to start going off. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that. I think there's enough people that discuss it. And do you really need to hear my opinion on it? No. Do you need to hear me calling people bitches and all the things? No, not really. So I'm trying to stay away from that. Again, you know what I mean? I know whatever drama gets the views. That's not what's important to me. I appreciate every single one of you that come in here. Seriously, that means a lot to me. So I appreciate you guys and thank you for all the love I was shown today. Again, I mean, I may be in chats tomorrow, you know, if somebody goes live, because, you know, I need to keep busy. All my sons work tomorrow. Tomorrow's my son's Friday. A lot of my sons, except for one or two, they, you know, tomorrow's their Friday. Sunday's their Friday. So I'll be home alone tomorrow. So I'll catch some lives. I love you, my KK. And I'm so sorry that you were sick for your birthday, my KK. I'm hoping you're feeling better. That's the worst, to be sick on your birthday. You need to try some oil of oregano, my girl. I'm telling you, Sophie is the GOAT for that. She's told me months and months and months ago, and I kept putting it in my cart and forgetting. And it was $34, but it's for 300 tablets. So that's 150 days, girl. Shit, that's almost 5 months. You know what I mean? So in 3 months, I'll buy another supply. It has helped me feel so much better, y'all. So yeah, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. And you guys are the reason I keep coming back. Yeah, I don't even understand. You think I would come back if it wasn't for you guys? Thank you, Jendi. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. And that's what I want to do. I just want to cover content so I don't have to be taking digs at people and shit. You know what I mean? Can I link what? The channels, ambulance girl? What do you want me to link before I end? Because I did put them in the description of this live, but if there's something in particular you want me to link, because I sourced everything I played today. I sourced it. I put Dr. Phil's even in my description. Um, but before I end, tell me specifically, because if I don't have it linked, but the videos I played today, I have them linked. I'm gonna send you a picture of it. It's oil of oregano, but it's this one. Look, let me show you. It's this one, oil of oregano, but it has black seed oil in it. Get the one with black seed oil because my doctor said taking oil of oregano by itself, you have to like go 1 week off. But because it has black seed oil, it doesn't kill the good bacteria. Because the oil of oregano on its own, it can't distinguish between the good and the bad bacteria. So it kills all the bacteria. And there's good bacteria our body needs, but the black seed oil kind of balances it out so that it doesn't kill the good bacteria, and it just helps with inflammation. It helps your digestion. It's you guys know I'm sick all the time. I've been feeling so good, so much more energy, just so much better, guys. Oh, the oil. Okay, I'll link it. Yeah. Okay. I'll put the link on my community tab right now. I got it from Amazon and it comes with 300 tablets. It looks like those fish oil tablets. You know the ones those the omega ones. I'll show you. They're tiny though. They're not big like those. Those shits are ginormous. Let me show you. These are tiny ones. Let me try to show you. So tiny. See it in my finger? It's gonna slip out of my finger. It's tiny. So they're so easy to swallow. And again, it comes with 300. And you take 2 a day, 2 in the morning. So you have 150 days worth. So usually you get like a 30-day supply, which is 60 tablets. This comes with 300 for $34 and change. $34 and change. Amazing value. And I've been taking it for a week and it's helped me so much. Guys, I have stomach pain every single day. Like sin falta, no lie. I cry sometimes from my stomach pain. I have kidney issues. I have abdominal pain. I haven't had any pain. I haven't had, oh my God, the last 3 days, I've been taking it a week. The last 3 days, I haven't had any stomach pains. No stomach pains, no lower back pain. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's amazing. So yes, it really works, guys. I'm telling you on Amazon. I'm going to link it right now. As soon as I end this live, I'm going to put it on my community tab. I promise. Matter of fact, no, I'm going to do it right before I end because then I usually say that. Let me link it right now and then I'll end. So that way I can say, guys, go to my community tab and get it. Hold on, because I just had it delivered. So share this item. Okay. I'm putting it on my community tab before I end because I know I'll be slacking, y'all. I'll be slacking, y'all. Okay. Oil of oregano. Link. Okay, guys, I just put it on my community tab. So you could click the link. It takes you straight to Amazon and you can get it. I'll have to try that. NAC supplements help with, well, it's been helping my digestion because I have digestive problems. I had my gallbladder removed. I've had kidney stones. I have kidney issues. Thankfully, I don't need dialysis or transplant, thank God. But I do have kidney issues. So, I have a lot of pain, but it's been helping. So Anyway, and my doctor approved it. So anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. I was here a long time. I'm gonna go feed my little kitty because I feed her at 7:30, and Jules just went live. So yay. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys Monday, okay? God willing, si Dios quiere. Como siempre, te quiero mucho, mis amores. Love you guys. Bye.